Oh, there we go. And we are live. What's going on, chat? How's everyone doing? Go Ken. What's up, dude? What one MK character you don't want to see in Mortal Kombat 1? That's a good question. There Zycam Porter, hey, what's going on? I don't that's a hard one to answer because we always have to consider a few things. Like, for one, this is a brand new era. So every character that was just absolute garbage in the previous timeline, you know, Dairu, Suhao, I mean, Cobra, Kira, like these are characters that were just absolute garbage before. The one character I just absolutely do not ever want to see, I would this is going to be a controversial one. I would honestly have to say like Kano. He's already a cameo, which I think is perfect, and that's where he belongs. So yeah, Chuan Cena, what's up, dude? Thanks for stopping by. So Kano is just the one character I hate. I hate that character so much. It's like, I understand he's a necessity. He plays a certain role, and if a character like that is to come back as like a mainstay, honestly, I'd rather it be Kira. But yeah, I mean, I've been watching a lot of Twisted Metal. I don't know if you guys been watching that recently, and it's on Peacock. It's actually like it's okay. I give it like a 7, like maybe a 6.5 or a 7 out of 10. And what's really cool about that show is they actually like have like female bosses, and it's like, you know, post-apocalyptic kind of thing. And so it's like when you get the like the female, the woman who's like controlling, you know, the pirate ship, I guess, you know, is like, I can see Kira being that, and I really don't want Kano back again. I'm sorry. That's probably one character. Do you think Sub-Zero will die in MK1? No, I 100% do not think that Sub-Zero is going to die in MK1. So one thing I think in the past that Mortal Kombat was really flawed with was that death didn't mean anything, because you could just come back from the dead. It meant nothing. And I'm sorry, is it quiet in here? It's quiet. Let's at least put some calm in the background. Put something in the background there. Is that a little loud? Is that too loud? You guys still hear me? There we go. But yeah, in the past, death just meant nothing because anybody can come back from the dead. And so Bi-Han dying and becoming noob was inevitable. And then Kuai Liang took over the mantle of Sub-Zero. So Sub-Zero always needs to exist. And I think that's going to be the case. But in this new era, there isn't, you know, Kuai Liang is Scorpion. And if there is no other Sub-Zero to take that place, then no, I don't think he's going to die at all. And I hope he doesn't, because Scorpion needs that conflict. In this case, you know, Kuai Liang. So I really hope he doesn't die. I just think if he did and they made him, you know, noob Saibai, that would just be that would be awful, because it would just, I don't want the old story again. I want the new story. You know, will there be customization Mortal Kombat PS5 console? I hope so. I don't think so though, because I think wait, customization PS5 console, are you talking about like is it Zycame Porter. Put the phonetic way of pronouncing that in the chat. But they'll probably do like a PS5 like background and stuff, but a specific PS5, like, are you talking about like a PS5 to where it's like there's like a skin and stuff on the actual like physical PS5? Is that what you're talking about? Or are you just talking about like in the background, like make it a theme when you turn it on the screen? Chwansina, from looks to what we've seen of gameplay and story presence, who do you think is a more round out character? When you like well-rounded character, what do you mean by round out character? Yeah, I'd like to know if you're talking about like a well-rounded character from the gameplay. I would probably say Sub-Zero is probably the most well-rounded. Liu Kang is a very close second. Who else was there? Because when I think well-rounded, I think of almost like a Shoto. You know, just really balanced, and I would probably say Sub-Zero would probably be the most well-rounded character if that's what you're referring to. Arius, what's going on? Mo Silva, hey, thanks for stopping by, guys. Really appreciate it. By the way, Chad, next time I do this, I'll try to have it a little bit more, you know, like well done, because I know it's just like me in a background and stuff, but it's like, you know, with subs and having like the chat on this, you know, on the side. I'll make it better next time. I promise. Yes, people will with the Mortal Kombat logo with the white and blue. Yeah, probably. I mean, didn't the PS4 do that with MKX and MK11? I'm pretty sure they did. So, do you think we will get more female characters? Yes, of course we're going to get more female characters. One of your shorts popped up in my feed and you just happen to be live. Oh, well, Arius, thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I love that you're here. Ask questions, ask away. Because if you want like a well-rounded like Mortal Kombat fan, I mean, I'm not trying to say like I'm like, you know, I'm a know-it-all, because when it comes to lore, I know a lot, but also gameplay. So I like to consider myself like a well-rounded Mortal Kombat fan. You know, Chwansina, more rounded. Like, who are you looking forward to because they check off every box? That I would say is definitely Sub-Zero so far. Li Mei also looks to be that way, because yeah, when I say well-rounded, like I said, well-rounded to me is like a Shoto. It's like, you know, it's your Ryu, your Ken, and in this particular game, it's definitely Sub-Zero. Or Liu Kang is also one. Kung Lao also looks really well-rounded. Who in the beta is going to be the most well-rounded? Sub-Zero and Li Mei. Like I said, Li Mei I think is going to be very well-rounded. Not gonna lie, Kano is a boring character to me, to be honest. Yeah, Kano's not boring, he's just annoying to me. And I think he's boring because he's just overplayed. Like he's in almost like every game, and he's the same guy in every game. You know, and he plays that role and he plays it well. I'm just kind of, you know, over it. And that's why I'm kind of, like I said before, I'm looking forward to this new era, because we're getting a lot of new stories and everything. Yeah, it's like, okay, if you're going to add Melina, she's definitely going to have like the mouth. Like, that's inevitable. You can't not have Melina and not have like the big teeth in the mouth. But we got a whole new backstory, like a whole new, you know, place that she's in. So Kano, if he's back, he's probably just going to be the same old Kano that we know. So yeah, in that sense, yeah, he's very boring. Mo Silva, do you think Cetrion and Chronicle will make the appearance in the story mode? God, I hope not. Those are like the two worst characters in MK11. by far. I think they realized that Cetrion and Kronika were just awful characters. I never want to see Kronika again. If they can redo Cetrion, because her gameplay was, I hated her gameplay. Just like the worst zoner ever. I'm not opposed to her design because I thought Cetrion was a pretty unique design, but I just don't see that kind of character appearing in the new timeline. MK1 is a literal at the moment, yes, it is, and it's about to get worse because we're probably going to get Reptile tomorrow, most likely. We got Havok and Hotaru. I highly doubt, actually, Ed Boon in a tweet said no Taru, so I highly doubt Hotaru is going to come back. And to be honest, Ed Boon, he actually doesn't lie. I know that sounds weird. He definitely dangles the carrot in front of you. He definitely, hints at things and leads you on. But if he says no, Hotaru is not going to be in the game, he really means it. But Havok is I think Havok is, I'm 99% sure Havok is going to come back. If Havok is not in this game, I don't know, chat, what's a bet? Give me a bet that if Havok's not in this game. Did Lee May took Jade place as Katana and Melina bodyguard in Mortal Kombat 1, so is she close friends to them? Did Lee May? So Lee May, yes, Lee May was the bodyguard of Gerard. And it just says the Emperor. It doesn't ever say Gerard, and I'm pretty sure it is Gerard. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. That's totally fine. But did Lee May took Jade's place in? So it was Lee May was the bodyguard. So Jade was Katana's best friend and bodyguard, and now Tanya took the place of Lee May after Lee May let an assassin kill the Emperor. So yeah, and Tanya and Melina, they say form a bond. I'm just assuming that's a romance between Tanya and Melina, which is the exact same as it was before, but now it's just like a different, not a different dynamic. Yeah, it's a different dynamic than before. So same romance, different dynamic. But yeah, essentially, Tanya essentially took Jade's place as of right now, and Lee May was there, but she quit. Excuse me. Goken asked, do you think they will add a new character in Mortal Kombat 1? Yes, definitely. They are definitely gonna. They always add a new character. There's always one new character that is main roster, and starting a new era, absolutely. 100%. If this is a new era, it's like this is the best time to add in like a new staple character. Ed Boon did tweet out that little thing where they're walking through the portal and he's like, "Who's this guy?" And most people are thinking Kai. I hope it's Kai. I'd really like Kai to come back, but it also could be like a brand new character. Who knows? But the rumor is that it's going to be a Chaos Realm character, like Havok's, I guess, like someone to go alongside Havok, which I'm totally for. So if Havok is in the game, the rumor is that that Havok is going to have like another Chaos Realm person. So let's see here. I'm going to Tom Haiti. Hey, thanks for joining, man. You said I'm going to be mad about what? I wonder, will Natara, Ashrah, and Serena come? Still sad about Hotaru because I saw potential in him. Yeah, I agree. And it's like cheating in an FPS game. An aimbot with the wall hacks. Natara and Ashrah definitely are probably going to be coming back. Serena is rumor is she's going to be in Combat Pack 2. but I really hope she's main roster, because Serena is by far, and you guys can take this like take this to the grave. Serena is by far my favorite character in all of Mortal Kombat, and I really want her to come back. There is no character that has more potential than Serena, both gameplay and lore, at least in the old timeline. I don't know what they would do with her in the new timeline, but like Serena, her story, her backstory, her design, and I just really like redemption arcs. So to have someone, you know, be like an assassin serving under the sorcerer in hell and essentially escape hell to join the Lin Kuei, that's a fantastic story, and I wish they would have capitalized on that a little bit better. Julian Ramirez, thanks for stopping by, man. Havok, Serena, and Tara added to the roster would be awesome. Yes, I fully 100% agree with that. Havok without Tara is something else. Yeah, that's very true. Because, you know, the Sado and the Chaos Realm, they were in Deception. They were kind of at war. Also, the Sado and Darius was also at war. So the fact that Darius is just here also could mean that Hotaru could be coming back later. And if he does come back, I would probably suspect him to be a cameo, even though I would love to have him as a mainstay, like main roster character. So Salinator 100, what's up, man? How you doing? I want Kia to come back. Yeah, or is that supposed to be Kai? If that's Kai, I agree with you. Tom, hey, I can't wait to see Havok and Reiko Reptile, but how do you feel about Kai? I would love to see Kai back. Kai was a great character. I wish they would have kept going with that character. He had a great design in Mortal Kombat 4, great design in and then they changed his design in Mortal Kombat Armageddon, and I thought it was a great design. It was a really good design. But I mean, Black Shaolin monk trained directly from Liu Kang. I mean, that's a freaking dope character, dude. Johnny Cage is my favorite character in Mortal Kombat. I hope he can be better in the story. I hope so too. It looks like he's kind of exactly the same, but we'll see. He's just like a 21st century action star. I mean, when you think 21st century action star, it's like, who do you think? You know, because when I think action star, I think like, you know, Sly, Arnold, you know, Jason Statham and stuff, and Expendables 4's coming out, and I'm stoked about that because Tony Jaa is going to be in it. So what does a 21st century action star look like, you know? Because I mean, still the top action star is still to this day Tom Cruise. You know, any Chwancina, any idea who that mystery character was in the Keepers of Time trailer? I was just saying, I think it's Kai. Serena and Bihan also have a history. Yes, they do. I was really wanting to see more of that, like romance, you know, kind of go through, but you know, they don't really do much about it. So I wish they did. NMC 2016, thanks for joining, man. Aren't you afraid of what NRS would do to her after the whole Sindel fiasco from Aftermath? No, because that was a terrible fiasco. I 100% agree with that. However, I feel like if you give Dominic Cianciolo and the writing team at NRS full range of like creative freedom, I think they could do well. And because as much, you know, crap that a lot of Mortal Kombat fans gave Dominic Cianciolo for his writing, he is a good writer. He is a very good writer. He is a good scene writer. Now, I think it takes a group of people to create a world, and Tobias created a great world. Vogel also carried on that role as well, but there was also a lot of retcons that Vogel made just as much as Dominic Cianciolo does. Like, you can't forget that Vogel also did a lot of retcons. So I think if you give a guy like Dominic Cianciolo free range to have full, like, you know, a lot of creativity with limits, to give him a lot of creativity, but also with, you know, kind of limits, just in the way that George Lucas did with his editing team, like back in the day, that I think they could actually do really well. Yeah, Aftermath was awful, and that's what they did to Sindel was unforgivable, to say the least. But I'm so far what I'm seeing is pretty. I like what I'm seeing so far. X referencing event of mythologies. Yeah, are you talking? If you're talking about Salnator, I keep seeing a V. I'm sorry. If you're referring to Serena, yes. Bro, do you think Hanzo Hasashi as Scorpion fighting against Liu Kang and Hope Reptile is the human form? Hanzo Hasashi as Scorpion, no. He's already been confirmed that Kuai Liang is Scorpion. They confirmed that at San Diego Comic-Con on accident, because Dominic Chanchillo said, yeah, Kuai Liang and Bi-Han, referencing like to Scorpion, so that's already been confirmed. If I had to guess, honestly, I think Hanzo Hasashi is Reptile. I could be wrong on that. There's no evidence or proof to back that up, but I would like to see human form Reptile as a ninja, and I'd like for that ninja to be Hanzo Hasashi. I think that'd be freaking dope. By her, I mean Serena. Yeah, I figured Kai and Kia. Johnny seems like a Ryan Reynolds type. I don't see that. He just feels like the same old Johnny to me, just with just a 21st century Johnny Cage. I don't see that. I mean, other than the constantly flipping the camera off. Mo Silva says, if Jade returns, I pray they don't make Kodal her love interest. He's not worthy. Definitely not worthy, bro. Definitely not worthy. Dude, the moment I heard Countess Jade, I was like, no freaking way, bro. Dude, Countess Jade, that's dope. If you're not familiar with the Countess, she's pretty much a bureaucrat who is kind of a political figure, and a countess or count owns land within a kingdom, and they have full range and jurisdiction over that like set land that they own, and they can also own an army. So Countess Jade is a badass. And so dude, they kept saying, you know, when Liu Kang said Countess Jade, I was like, dude, she's got to be in the game. She's definitely gonna be in the game. Does anybody remember Dahlia? You mean Mortal Kombat Armageddon, the god of and Taven and Dagon's mother? Yeah, I remember her. Derek, just don't hire people with agendas. I do not want Serena as DLC characters because she is one of my favorite characters in Tatara Ashrah. Yeah, I would love for Serena to be main roster as well, but if she comes in as DLC, at least we got her. That's the way I'm thinking it. It's like, at least we got her, you know? I hope Erron Black is in Mortal Kombat 1. I disagree. I don't want Erron Black. He was a great idea, poorly executed. He was a great idea in Mortal Kombat X. I really liked him in Mortal Kombat. I loved him in the Mortal Kombat X comics. He was great in the comics. It's just, what was he in Mortal Kombat 11? He was, excuse me, besides like a Red Dead Redemption character, he wasn't really anything in Mortal Kombat 11. So although Peacemaker is DLC, I just don't want any more gun characters again. I want this to go back to being like a kung fu horror sci-fi epic, you know? And by the way, you put, I hope Erron Black is in Mortal Kombat 1 LOL, and I don't know if that's sarcasm or not. Yeah, he was great. He is a great character in Mortal Kombat X. I really liked him there in like I said, the comics. Fair Anubis, I think there will be an aftermath in Mortal Kombat 1, and he sees Kuai, and he's like, you're not the real Scorpion. I am to hell with Kuai. I don't see that happening, because like I said, a new era. We always got to remember that. Always keep that in the forefront of your mind when seeing any trailer, getting any kind of story or anything like that. New era. This is a new era, you know? And so I think, I honestly think Hanzo, I think it'd be cool as Reptile, but we'll see. But, yeah. Chwansey, I know you prefer hero type characters, but who's your favorite villain in media? In all of media? If you're, are you asking on, if you're asking all of media, I do have an answer for both MK and all of media, and I'll explain why when you answer. Do you think there will be a story and DLC for MK1? There will be a story DLC in MK1. I hope so. That'd be really cool. I hope the game style is not similar to Red Hood and Injustice 2. I don't think it's going to be similar to Red Hood and Injustice 2 at all. Because Peacemaker he was like guns and punching, at least in the show. You know, he's a master of arms is who he is. I personally, I did a video, go check that one out on the guest characters on Omni-Man, Homelander, and Peacemaker. And I think Peacemaker is probably going to play just like Deadshot in Injustice 2. That's what I can imagine him playing as. Who do I compare him to? Maybe Erron Black, MK11, Erron Black as well. But I think he's probably going to play just like Deadshot. Supreme Con, thanks for stopping by, man. Sorry for asking. So tomorrow, for sure, we get in the trailer. Was off social media for a whole week. I'm lost. They didn't say whether or not for sure, but Ed Boon did say that we are getting a reveal at EVO. He did confirm that, like, for sure. Most reveals at EVO always happen directly after the award ceremony, in which Mortal Kombat 11, the award is starts and ends tomorrow. I don't know if you saw the entry count. Mortal Kombat 11 has the lowest entry count at all of EVO, and at 449 contestants. And the grand finals, I think, are going to be from 7 to 8 o'clock tomorrow night, Pacific Standard Time, because it's in Vegas. I hope Sub-Zero becomes a good guy in the story. Don't hold your breath. I don't think so at all. I think Scorpion's the good guy in this case. And yeah, how do you pronounce your name though? Phonetically type that out, because all I see is sorry if I butchered your name. Pharaoh Anubis, I know that it's a new era, but if he sides with Onaga, who's he? Chuan Cena, both. I can't wait to see Takeda's dialogue with Kenshi. Yeah, that's gonna be sick, dude. That's gonna be sick. I have a theory that is probably not, but I think Hanzo Sashi is Havok. That's a stretch, but I'm all ears. Let me know. To hell with Havok being Scorpion. I hope he becomes Scorpion again, or human reptile. I mean, it's I want to hear his theory. I do. Chuan Cena, to answer your question, okay, both. My favorite villain in Mortal Kombat, I'll just answer that first. I would that's a hard one, because it's just been Shang Tsung, Shao Kahn, Onaga, but I liked Onaga. I didn't look, I don't know, that's a hard one, but I will answer the best villain of all time to me in media, at least, was the Dark Knight Joker by far. And that movie also has the two best quotes of a villain of all time. And one of my favorite dialogues in movie history, two favorite dialogues in movie history actually, came from that movie, in which when Alfred is talking to Bruce Wayne, and he talks about his story in Burma, how, you know, he was trying to pay off these what are they called? War tribe guys, trying to pay him off from stopping him from harassing this village, essentially. And they gave him rubies, and then, you know, they were throwing away the rubies. And he goes, some people can't be bought, they can't be bribed, and they can't be bargained with. Some people just want to watch the world burn. And that to me is like the perfect villain, because like I said, I like the hero. Like Lord of the Rings is by far my favorite story of all time, and Sauron is there to destroy the world. I don't like it when you can sympathize with the villain. It's when, yeah, I don't like sympathizing with the villains, because some people just like, that's why I liked the Joker in The Dark Knight, because some people just want to watch the world burn. And then there was later on when Joker was on the table with Two-Face, and Joker says, what did he say? Like I'm like a dog chasing cars. I wouldn't know what to do if I just caught it. You know, I just do things, introduce a little anarchy, you know? And so that's just like proves like he's just evil. He's just pure evil. And, you know, so having said that, probably Shang Tsung for Mortal Kombat, like to tie it back there, because Shang Tsung is just evil. All he wants to do is conquer. There is no sympathizing with him. He's just an evil person. So that probably, I hope that answers the question. You know, there's probably not. Let's see. I want Kia in Mortal Kombat. I'm trying to blank who Kia is, dude. Let's. Who's Kia? Oh, Kia. F&A, Casey. I just revealed my real name. Kia. Yes, I would love Kia and Chitaka to be in this game. Dude, Kia and Chitaka would be dope. And they are, if they are in the game, they are most likely going to be cameo characters. So that's what I expect. Nate Dogg. If Takeda can get in Combat Pack 1, then I hope Cassie Cage. I'm not opposed to Cassie Cage. I actually like that character a lot. I actually liked her better in MK11, because in MKX she was so unlikable. So I really hope she comes back as a like the way she was in MK11. That'd be super cool. Yeah, I can't believe I forgot Kia. Sorry about that, guys. I feel like a noob. Awesome. Art the Clown. Who would be your top pick for a female guest character? Female guest character? Freaking. That's a tough question. Never thought of that. Realistically, Sarah Connor. That would be a dope character. Maybe Ripley would be a close second. A lot of people, I know Bresk recently put out a video that said like Lara Croft. Lara Croft would be cool, but she would pretty much play like MK11's Rambo. I think Sarah Connor would be really cool though, if you want to bring in that character. But I can't really think of any other female guest characters I would want besides Ripley and Sarah Connor. The only guest I want is from the theme from Kill Bill, Ghostface. Are you talking about the bride from Kill Bill? That'd be cool. The nun Alice from Resident Evil movies. And Pennywise. I just don't see how everybody always says Pennywise. I just don't see how Pennywise would play, you know? I can see how Ghostface would play. I mean, the bride from Kill Bill, that one's pretty obvious. The nun Alice from Resident Evil, same thing. I just don't see how that character would play. Tom Haiti, image that I think you mean Ashrah and Raiden are sister and brother. I'd be okay with that one. I mean, they kind of have the same hat, so that'd be kind of cool. When I saw that the Geras trailer was the Keepers of Time trailer, but it was Raiden and Geras, I was kind of hoping Ashrah was in that one as like Ashrah being a Keeper of Time, because that would be dope, and her costume would totally fit that too. So explain to me how the nun would play. I would like to know the play style of the nun. Do a Joker voice. Let's put a smile on that face. All I did was turn it around on itself. Look what I did with a few drums of gas and bullets. I guess that's my best Joker. Is Erron Black a gun character to you? Yeah, Erron Black is 100% a gun character for sure. I mean, just look at MK11. Everything he does is with a gun, you know? Like he does like look at his you know, he uses the butt of a rifle for an overhead to pop you up, and then turns around and uses that rifle and shoots you and sends you across the stage, and then he can zone from there. Yeah, Erron Black is 100% a gun character. He was less of a gun character in MKX. I mean, he used guns with everything, but he wasn't like necessarily a pure zoner. Not like in MK11. Arius, what are you going to play? I'm looking at Smoke and Lee May as of right now. Let's see what happens when Natara comes in the game. But I've always played pressure heavy rushdown characters. I mean, I play Cammy is my main in Street Fighter 6. MKX it was Katana and Melina. MK9 it was Smoke, Melina, and Katana, and then MK11 I played mostly Katana, Nightwolf, and Cassie. So Fair Anubis, MK11 Cassie Cage was fire, plus her hair was cool. Yeah, MK11, dude, the MK11 Cassie Cage design was pretty dope. It was a really good design. If you want Go-Face, go play Dead by Daylight. I would like to see Art the Clown. He would do so much damage big time. Pennywise fit in Injustice game than MK game. Sabrina, thoughts on Cetrion? She's my favorite character. I want her back, but I get dragged every time I say it, and I get it. I mean, I'm not gonna hate you for liking a character. One of my good friends likes the Sindel retcon, and even though the fourth snake would literally drop everything, but like to go and prove him wrong, he actually liked the Sindel retcon, and I will never give him crap for that, because if he likes that character, then, or if he likes that retcon, then by all means, that's what you like. You know, I will never hate on anyone for a wrong opinion. But yeah, I was like, I 100% disagree with you. That Sindel retcon was just absolute garbage, complete rubbish. But yeah, if you like Cetrion, I thought the Cetrion was a great design. Would have been a great game. Would have been good gameplay wise. I just think that the gameplay was executed poorly. But then again, MK11's gameplay was trash. So I can see Cetrion playing in this game a lot better. So I wouldn't be mad if they brought her back. I don't see how though, because we haven't seen any other like gods yet besides Liu Kang. Do you choose your own path of your character? I mean, I don't know, but I think that'd be super cool if you did. Because do you choose your own path of your characters in the play story? I would hope so, because I think that would be super cool if you actually created a character and played like a Conquest again. That is something I really hope they do. If they did literally Street Fighter 6's World Tour in Mortal Kombat, I would be completely happy with that. That would be great. Even though the World Tour is mainly like your story rather than like the story, I'd rather than bring back a Conquest where you create your character and then you play the story in the way that Shujinko did. I forget about how Erron Black in MK11. If you're saying like you forgot how he played in MK11, yeah, he was 100% a gun character, keep away zoner. He could be aggressive if you wanted him to. I mean, most of the characters in MK11 played all sorts of different ways. Like you could play Rushdown Liu Kang and Zoner Liu Kang. I feel like the Nun would play like hand-to-hand combat. She'd use like claws too, but I guess like Cheetah, I think that's... Oh, Injustice 2 Cheetah. So if that's the case, I can kind of see her playing like Freddy from Mortal Kombat 9. I mean, that'd be super cool. Am I doing 20? No, dude, I gotta work tomorrow. No, I'm just having fun tonight. And I'm going to be streaming tomorrow. Hopefully, maybe. We'll see what the wifey has got going on, but I think like 7:30 I might start streaming tomorrow so I can watch the grand finals for Mortal Kombat 11, because if we are going to get a reveal, it's going to be after the award ceremony at EVO. For Scorpion as Hanzo, it's actually old school Scorpion from Mortal Kombat 2 comics. Yeah, I mean, Hanzo is Scorpion. Yeah, for sure. However, not anymore. Now it's Guai Liang, which is fine. And I'm okay with that because we got a whole new story. So we'll see how that goes. But or trilogy, yeah. MKX Erron Black is better than MK11 Erron Black. 100%. I 100% agree with you on that one. Goken, I was talking about MKX Erron Black. Yeah. Do you want skins or gear in the game? Skins. So, okay. By the way, you guys should get one of these. I'm just throwing that there. It's a Yeti. Dude, these keep whatever, whether it's soda, beer, whatever you're drinking, keeps it cold for hours. Do you want skins or gear in the game? I want skins with gear that goes with the skin. So, Mortal Kombat 11, I think, did a poor job with skins because, or let's just call them costumes because this isn't League of Legends. So each character was pretty much had 3 to 5 costumes, and they called them different costumes like per character, and then they had all the gears. But what I think they should do, and I hope this happens, because we did see Geras with like different pieces on him. His back piece, he had like a different, like one was more like a scarab and the other one was kind of like a sun. I don't remember. It was also kind of blurry when you really focused in on it. But what I hope happens is you get different different costumes, and then within that costume you can change like 3 different pieces, but they're not like individual gear. If that makes sense? Comment, man, just got done playing MK11 sets with Spawn. Nice comment. Spawn belongs in a Mortal Kombat game. 100%. Spawn was probably like the most hyped guest character in all of Mortal Kombat 11. But yeah, with the costumes, yeah, I hope they do something like costumes to where you're actually like, I want all the costumes, by the way. That's something I hope they do. It's just like, dude, give me seasonal costumes, give me like different, types. And that is another thing I can touch up on if you guys want to, is ranked. Because I'm a huge competitive player. I like playing, ranked online. That's what I mostly do. I will play the story and then just go, lab for hours and hours and hours and hours, and then go play ranked. And one thing speaking of League of Legends, that I like about League of Legends is their ranked system. And you get rewards at the end of the season. If you get to a certain rank at the end of the season, you get a skin. And I think that's super cool. And I like that in Mortal Kombat 11 that they did that, which was, it was a good idea, but it was extreme. It was so poorly executed, like horrendously executed. I mean, seasons should have lasted like 6 months to a year, in my opinion. And I like that they were giving, the skins were pretty cool that they did give away. I'll give them that. However, what I really hated, this blew my mind. I don't know why they did this. It was like when you got done with the season in October, well, April comes around and what was Elder God skin is now like low rank skin. And so they tried to appease like the people who were trying to like 100% the game or whatever. And I was like, no, I worked really hard for that skin. That's the costume I worked hard for. It should be exclusive to the people who got to that rank. you know. So I hope they do something about ranked. I hope they that's because that is really important to me. Ranked play is really important to me, and so I hope that they don't just, I hope if you reach like Elder God, it's in the same manner that they're doing with like Tekken and the belt system, and also for like Street Fighter 6. You know, if you reach master, that's like awesome, you know. And I hope they keep that, you know, and don't reset it all the time, like every other month. They should put Anubis in Mortal Kombat as the Egyptian god of war and king of Egypt. He would tell Liu Kang, for what you did, Liu Kang, you should die by my hands. That'd be kind of cool. I mean, your name is Pharaoh Anubis, I can imagine that, but that would, I don't see them working in like real earth, you know, mythology. I kind of like how they stick with their own mythology, you know, but something like that would be cool, you know. I'm kind of having a hard time, not a hard time, but it's like, you got to think like in this world, I mean, Liu Kang is the god, right? So how is he also the protector of Earthrealm? And like, if Shang Tsung was so evil and such a bad guy, and he wanted peace so much, then how the heck does Shang Tsung exist? And my answer to that is because there are just some things that Liu Kang can't control in this universe, even though he is like essentially the creator of this new era. I hope they address it. I really do, because I don't understand how he's the creator of this new universe and the protector of Earthrealm, but he's not the protector of anything, you know, any other realm. And also, you know, he allows all these different, you know, evil people to exist. So I like them. I really hope we get an explanation for that. Do you think Shujinko to be in Mortal Kombat 1? I hope so. That'd be cool. I like Shujinko. I hope he does. And I really like that Pai Mei character, you know, type character, you know, from Kill Bill. Speaking of Kill Bill, it's like, you know who I would rather have. I think I would rather have Pai Mei in Mortal Kombat than I would the Bride. I know it's kind of a hot take, but gear is in the game, I think. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I hope it's like costumes with gear as a part of the costume, not individual gear pieces, because I don't like the way they did gear in Mortal Kombat 11. Who do you expect in the combat cast? Excuse me. Do not read that. I was going to say is, who do you expect in the combat cast? I expect story mode. I expect them to go over story mode, because they're going to be revealing things at EVO. It's going to be competitive things. It's going to be gameplay trailers. You know, it's going to be things that have to do with the competitive scene. I highly doubt they would do a story mode reveal. So during the combat cast next week, and Ed Boon has really propped it up, I think they're going to do some character reveals, and I think they're going to do something about story mode. So I that's what I'm, you know, kind of banking on, but we'll see, because I think it will give the combat cast time to, you know, talk about like how it's gonna play, like what we're gonna see, you know, if it's gonna be Conquest, chapter mode, all the different game modes, because Ed Boon was, I think on Twitter, he was kind of saying like, you know, we got some big things for you for this game, like as when he was asked about game modes. Comet, yeah, that's, I mean, like I said, I that's the one thing I didn't even play fully in the past, since I've been playing Street Fighter 6 nonstop since it came out, and I didn't even I played like maybe 2 or 3 hours of World Tour mode, and then I just went back to playing ranked online and labbing characters. So Mortal Kombat's a little different because I'm a lot more invested in the story, and a lot of people are too. You know, when you play Street Fighter, I mean, the story is good, and a lot of people like the story, and story is important because it gives character depth, and to me also makes you feel like, me and Temp have talked about this too, is that we like protagonist characters, we like hero characters. So that's why I really like characters like Cammy, like Rashid, and you know, I really like Ken and everything, but it's like I'm not that invested in the story as much as I am gameplay in Street Fighter. And with Mortal Kombat, I am just as vested in the story as I am the gameplay. Combat League doesn't come back. I hope it does come back. I just think I just want them to do it differently. I want them to do ranked. I want ranked leagues. I really do. Or seasons. Just don't do it the way you did with Combat League. That was garbage. Dilu gave his thunder powers to Raiden in the new timeline. Because in MK he was the god of thunder and fire. He said I'm the god of thunder. Didn't he say I'm the god of thunder and fire and protector of Earthrealm? I mean, I hope they explain why Raiden has those kinds of powers. Same thing with Kung Lao. Did Kung Lao have powers? Could he do his teleport like the main roster Kung Lao? I know the cameo you can teleport. Tom Haiti, good night. Thanks for stopping by, man. Appreciate it, dude. Have a good night. He didn't erase Shang Tsung's parents. So he just erased Shang Tsung, not his parents. Therefore, Shang Tsung can be born. Comment, I hope we have secret fights. That'd be cool. Problem is, like, in 2023, problem is with secret fights. If you have a secret fight, the character that you have a secret fight with, the Mortal Kombat FGC is going to lose their minds, because they're going to want to play whoever that character is, and they're going to complain about that character not being main roster or DLC or whatever. So if you do, like, in 2023, if you have a secret fight, you better make that character playable, or the community will never leave you alone. I think Ed Boon was pissed when Dom said Kwai as Scorpion. He's not my Scorpion. I don't. I would have to see that again. Did he kind of give him that look? You know, like he accidentally said Kwai, and Ed Boon was like, "Really, dude?" Like, give him that kind of look, like in the way that he did with with Uncaged Games when they ran into each other at I think it was Comic-Con. He totally gave him like a death stare. But no, I when Dominic let that slip, I think that was on purpose. I think that was 100% on purpose. Don't lock all outfits behind an online mode. A lot of people don't care about. I agree with you. I think they should have alt out. I like the way they did in MKX, because there was a lot of alternative outfits that you had to unlock. And there was a few that you had to go online to do, you know, like you were saying. A couple of my favorite katana skins, actually, you had to do it online, but I do agree. I think that a lot of the alternative costumes should be able to be unlocked like offline. And that was a huge gripe, by the way, that Temp had. And everyone, not just Temp, everyone had a gripe with this. I hated the fact that if I wanted a certain skin or gear piece or anything like that, I had to be online at a certain time, you know, to play the game for the 4, 6, or 8 hours that I wasn't able to get there just to get this gear piece. That's complete garbage. There's no reason you should do that, you know? So I hope this time around that that anything that you have to grind out should be offline. 100%. There's no reason to grind out things online. Chwansina, question: is it weird that I'm not concerned about Hanzo? Like if he's not in that, all I don't feel anything. What do you like? Are you saying like if he's not in the game? Because I can agree with you on that. I mean, I want him in the game. I think he's Reptile, but if he's not in the game, I wouldn't be mad, because I mean, we didn't really start referring to Hanzo until MKX. Like I'm pretty sure we knew what his name was in the past, but I mean, it's still to this day, everybody just says Scorpion. So, I'm not too worried about it. I would like him to be in the game, like I said, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's a different character. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna have a secret fight, Salvatore. Yeah, Kenny Bomb said something like that. Yeah, Hanzo might be Smoke. Smoke looks like a Tomas. He does not look like a Hanzo. He doesn't look Japanese at all. So I think Smoke is Tomas. And they did a really good job with making characters look ethnic. So Tomas does not look at all Asian. So I highly, highly doubt that Smoke is Hanzo. What if Hanzo's family is alive and his son is the leader of the clan? If you're talking about the Shirai Ryu, sure, that would be cool. I mean, new era. I can see like anything can happen in this new era. I mean, I theorize that Kenshi is going to create the Shirai Ryu. I also theorize that Reptile is Hanzo Hasashi and he's going to create the Shirai Ryu. We don't even know if the Shirai Ryu is even going to exist, because all we have is the Lin Kuei. And even so, the Lin Kuei is a completely different Lin Kuei than it has been in the past. Before it was like an assassination clan, based out of China, even though they didn't have exclusively Chinese. They had exclusively male up until Frost, because Kuai Liang allowed it. Hanzo missing doesn't do much for you. Yeah. And like I said, I will never ever put anyone down for or anything, or like disregard anybody's opinion on the stories. Hanzo missing, I want Hanzo in there, but you're not the only one who, if he's missing, that's fine. It would be back if he's Smoke. I'm sorry, but if you're not old school fan of Scorpion like I am, then that's hella messed up. And yeah, Ed Boon looked at Dom like, bro, what? Yeah, I'll have to look at that again. Thoughts on the Hanzo to Havok theories? Hanzo being Havok? That'd be cool. I'm okay with that. I would be completely fine with that. If Hanzo is biracial, then there is a chance he could be Smoke. That's very true. That is very true. Yuri Lowenthal voice don't fit Hanzo. That's very true as well. That's very true. I think Yuri's perfect for Tomas Verbata, if that's who Smoke is. But yeah. Maybe I should have some coffee before I started doing this. Gosh dang it. Wake up. If Sonya is on the main roster, I hope she's not with Special Forces in this timeline. I hope that Special Forces just 100% does not exist. Because if Special Forces exists, I hope it's just Sonya and maybe one other character. And that's it. Because that's all it ever should have been. Because Special Forces was so overdone in the NRS era that it is just like Mortal Kombat since 1992. Mortal Kombat 1 has always been kung fu, horror, sci-fi, and then in Mortal Kombat 2 got into like kung fu, horror, sci-fi. Mortal Kombat 3 kung fu, horror, sci-fi, you know, those. And then in Deception it was the same thing. It's always been like kung fu, horror, sci-fi. And I was 3D era. I was really impressed with this. Is what brought me back into the game, because I didn't play a lot of Mortal Kombat 4, but I played the crap out of Deadly Alliance, Deception, and Armageddon. And one of the biggest things was I was like really into, you know, like martial arts movies in the early 2000s, and when they had like, you know, Bajin Quan in Muay Thai, in ninjutsu, like all these different martial arts, then you like, you know, you rotated through the martial arts. Dude, it was so cool. It was so cool. So Special Forces just turned it into like a military operation that is between two worlds, and it was so dumb. Like I did not like it whatsoever. So yeah, I'm super happy that Mortal Kombat 1 is back to its kung fu roots. You know, so that's what gets me like really stoked about it. The overall feel of the game is back to being like martial arts again, you know. If Shijinko in Mortal Kombat 1, I hope he has his own moveset. Yeah, I do too. He kind of did back in Deception. When is Evo? Evo starts Finnick USS, I need to see the new Reptile. We all need to see the new Reptile, dude. I'm so stoked. Everybody's stoked about Reptile. Evo starts tomorrow. And Finnick, Finniku, I'm sorry. Put phonetically how you pronounce that. I don't want to butcher names. But when is Evo? Evo starts tomorrow, and Mortal Kombat 11 is tomorrow. It starts and ends tomorrow because it has the least amount of contestants. And grand finals is between 7 and 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and most likely we're going to get a reveal trailer after the award ceremony. Wasn't Shirai Ryu created by the former Lin Kuei? It was created by Takeda, who was a former Lin Kuei. So you are correct. It's created by a former Lin Kuei member. Chuan Cena, I will say this: I have been spoiled with all these other characters. So yeah, we've all been, dude, all the characters revealed. All the characters revealed so far have been great. And by the way, I never ever thought I would ever say this in my life. Baraka looks dope. Baraka looks so cool. Like his whole moveset looks insane. And like he's another character I'm actually like, I might consider Baraka. I've never thought I'd ever say that. We never seen young Hanzo Hasashi before. No, we haven't. By the way, that character that was walking through the portal, that could be Hanzo Hasashi. That could very well may be Hanzo Hasashi walking through the portal. We saw that Sonya has a Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 look as a cameo. Is there any other specific skins you're looking for? Not in particular. The Frost skin was really cool. Mortal Kombat X Serena costume if she's in the game. If Natara is in the game, I hope that she resembles something like she did in Deadly Alliance and Armageddon. I wasn't a whole fan of the Geisha goth look that they tried to do with her. I thought that was dumb. But I really liked her look, her base costume. A lot of people didn't like the Mortal Kombat 11 costumes because they felt they were over designed, and I would actually disagree because yes, they were over designed, but I mean this is a fantasy world. You want things to be not necessarily like too over designed, but you do want things to be like designed like in a fantasy way, I guess you could say. Tomorrow's Evo. I don't think Sonya will be in the main. I don't think Sonya will be main roster either. Lee May is already giving that SF-esque vibe in the game. Yeah, she's like Kung Fu Police, you know? So, yeah. And Lee May is definitely giving. Yeah, she's definitely like, it literally says she's like a constable, which is essentially a police officer. So, write the stories for. That's what we need, bro. I hope Dom gets. I don't. You want to hope people get fired, man. I don't hope Dom, because John Tobias created this world, and I think one of the mistakes John Tobias made back in the day was he left things open-ended and so ambiguous because his intentions, according to James MK, his intentions was to leave things ambiguous because whoever beat the game was the main character in Mortal Kombat 1. And so John Tobias wanted to create this like, you know, open-ended, ambiguous world where you kind of created your own story. And I think that was a mistake. Not back then, but Vogel tried to tie in all those things in the 3D era when he made things like concrete. And then later on in the NRS era, they had the tower endings, but even the tower endings weren't canon. So as I said before, I don't think Dominic Chinchilla is a bad writer. I actually think he's a very good writer. But even good writers write bad stories, in which case Aftermath I felt was a bad story, you know. So I'm kind of looking forward to where we're going with Mortal Kombat 1. And so far everything I like everything I've seen. So Game 2, Goken, you play Mortal Kombat 3D era games too? Yes, of course I did. I played Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3. I skipped over 4, didn't play a lot of 4, which was, you know, bad because that's when Reiko and Tanya were first introduced. But I played Deadly Alliance, Deception, Armageddon probably the most growing up. Those were I probably played Deception more than any other game. And still to this day, Deception is like one of my favorite video game, not just like MK games, but video games of all time. You know, and they made that game in a year. It's crazy to think that the Midway Mortal Kombat development team created that game in 1 year. You know, I'm scared about Reptile because of Ermac's design. That's just one design though, and Baraka was my MK2 main. Yeah, you might be alone on that one. I don't know anybody who played Baraka. I played Reptile. Reptile was my main in Mortal Kombat 2. I'm scared about Reptile because of Ermac's design. Okay, that's just one design. And the thing about Ermac's design is it is universally disliked. So NRS is, you know, a lot of people have been saying on Twitter and everything that yes, Ermac's design is bad. Even Super said that Ermac's design was bad. And Super, that's Ermac. Ermac is his favorite character. He said that. And he was like, here's how you fix it. Just put a mask on him, put sleeves on him. And I think that's a fairly decent idea. I don't like the whole mummy thing that they're going with Ermac. I really like Deception Ermac. That was one of my favorites. To be honest, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 was one of my favorite Ermac designs. I didn't think he necessarily had a bad design. In Mortal Kombat X, wasn't my favorite, but it wasn't bad. Like I said, I don't like the mummy design that they're going with. And I mean, if Paramount Pictures and Sega can delay Sonic the Hedgehog live action movie, they delayed it because the Sonic the Hedgehog design was so bad that the audience hated it so much. They delayed it. They delayed release, redid it, because it was, you know, Sonic was CGI, and then broke box office records because they listened. And I really hope that NRS does the same thing with Ermac's design, because I haven't found one person who likes it. I haven't seen, everybody has universally disliked it. Pharaoh Anubis, yeah, that's what I said too. He might be, and after that, he might have his moves from MK. I'm sorry, I forgot who you're referring to. I mean, unique move set. I'm sorry, I don't know what you mean. Laputon Machine, thanks for stopping by. I believe that the guy going through the portal is Shang Tsung in disguise, infiltrating Liu Kang's group. Sure, but who's he disguising himself as? Is it Kai? Is it Hanzo? Who do you think it is? Because Shang Tsung disguised himself as just some random person in Mortal Kombat 11, and Baraka sniffed him out. Our favorite trailer so far? Are you asking what my favorite trailer is so far? Is by far the Lin Kuei trailer. The Umgadi trailer was really good though. It was really good, but the Lin Kuei trailer was my favorite. He's a good rider, but he messed up on the Scorpion being Kwai. I don't think that was I actually like the change. I'll be honest. I mean, I might catch crap for that, but I actually like that change. I'm okay with that. I really don't like the idea of Ermac as DLC. He should be main story. We'll see. We'll see how he play. We'll see if he's even in the main story. The young Hanzo. I didn't wanted Ermac. I wanted Gerard. This fixed point in time. Gotta settle with Ermac. You know what? I hear this all the time. I hear this all the time. I want Gerard in the game, like playable, as a playable character. Dude, we only know what he looks like. Like, how would he play? What would Gerard do? You know? How would he play? What would he be? Kind of like, you know, kind of martial arts style would he use? Shujinko, I want him to have a unique. Oh, Shujinko. Yeah, like I said, I think I would like him to be like, you know, like Pai Mei from Kill Bill. That's how I think Shujinko would play. And very like wuxia martial arts, you know, like traditional Chinese kung fu is how I think Shujinko would play. And I would hope that they did that if they included Shujinko. What are your thoughts on Smoke's Karambit? It's freaking awesome. I think it looks bad and fits his ninja style of fighting. Yes, the fact that he's using a Karambit just was really impressive, and I'm glad that they used that. And I don't know if you noticed, it's like whenever he pops somebody up, he actually takes the Karambit and throws it and then catches it again. So I really like that he's using a Karambit. And that's a really good weapon for a close range, pressure heavy kind of style that Smoke has. So yeah, I'm glad that they did that. Yeah, Lin Kuei trailer was dope. I got goosebumps on it. Yeah, Lin Kuei trailer was dope. It was super cool, and I was really impressed. So far, I've been impressed with every single trailer so far. I know that sounds like really kind of, I don't know, like I'm not just, you know, huffing the copium and being like, every trailer's awesome, this is so sick, you know. But so far, every single trailer I've seen has been super good, and Lin Kuei was definitely my favorite. I think if Sonya comes back, she will be Black Dragon. That wouldn't surprise me, dude. If Sonya comes back and her and Kano or her and Kira are like running the Black Dragon together, I'd be okay with that. That would be super cool. It wouldn't surprise me, considering like they're trying to change up relationships. I mean, what if Sonya comes back and her and Kano are married? You know, I mean, it's like at this point, anything could go, you know. The group has been mentioned in intros and everyone has different origins now. Special forces will be, yeah, that's, I probably should have just read through the whole thing because that's exactly what it said. Special forces will be in the game, I believe, unless it's DLC. Oh gosh, I hope there's no special forces. I really don't. I would like a different change, like say for Scorpion being Hanzo and Kwai being Hydro. I would like for Hydro and Bihan as Sub-Zero, then Scorpion and Kwai found out that their brother killed their father. As in like Bihan, Sub-Zero killed their father, and I mean it's definitely implied that Bihan is the one who killed his dad, killed their father. So I wish they would include Hydro. That'd be super cool. How many characters are your favorite? That's I mean, probably list my top 5. Serena being the top for sure. Smoke being a close second. Serena, Smoke, Nitara is one of my favorites as well. Ashrah, Lee May is one of my favorite characters. I always liked female characters because women are very complex, and they make women do really well in stories. So I really like having female characters, and MK's female characters are very intriguing. So I think was one of the things that drew me into the 3D era. Gerard is similar to the Great Kung Lao. They're fan favorite characters, but the second you give them a moveset, that's where you can be scrutinized. That's very true. That's very true. That's the whole point that I was trying to make, was like, okay, we've only seen Gerard play. Well, Great Kung Lao, it's like he would probably play just like Kung Lao, you know, maybe with like similar move, like play style and move sets and everything like that, but he probably wouldn't use the hat. With Gerard, I don't even know how you play. I don't even know what you do. What's his special moves, you know? So how would you feel if Cobra came back and he was a direct parody of similar moveset and everything? Well, he's already a direct parody of Johnny from the Karate Kid, which Ken, I don't know if Ken is directly based on, but I mean that's exactly what he would just be, you know, Johnny again, all over again. And I wouldn't be opposed to Cobra coming back, you know, if I'm honest. I just don't see how he would fit in this new universe. I think Gyara's trailer was the word. Really? I don't think it was bad at all. I actually like the Gyara's trailer. I mean, as far as the word, like if you're gonna say as in like it was the worst of the trailers, I would agree with you, but it still wasn't a bad trailer, you know. And Gears looked really cool. I really like the way he's playing. He's playing exactly like he did in Mortal Kombat 11, but just way more options, and he looks way more like, how would you say it? He looks way more polished, I guess you would say, you know. And I'm glad. I want more grappler archetypes, which is what Gyarados looks to be in this game. He was kind of a grappler in Mortal Kombat 11, but in Mortal Kombat 1, he looks like he looks a lot more true to a grappler style. Because now it's no longer a theory; these are canon. I'm sorry, I don't know what you're referring to. Killed by Bihan, and then he came back as Scorpion and seeks his revenge, and Kwai tries to calm down and Hanzo slaughters. I mean, yeah. Honestly, I'd be cool if Bihan didn't turn evil in the end. It would be a nice twist. Like he realizes his mistakes he made and improves as a character. I would dude, I would like that too. I would really like that. I think that would be really cool. I would really like to see a lot of characters turn face. And excuse me, I would really like to see a lot of characters turn face, and that would be really cool to see that, you know? Because that's kind of like what happened with Frost, you know, is like in the back in the day, it's like Kuai Ling started going like a whole he started taking the Lin Kuei a different direction, and Frost disagreed. And that's what is kind of happening right now. But imagine if Frost turned face and became a good guy. That's essentially what we're about to, what you'd be implying to happen, you know. Bihan for what he did, and then he leaves his brother Quiet Clan and makes his clan. Yeah, I'm glad Garrus came back. Characters like him deserve another chance to shine. And no, but B1 note. I don't know what you mean by and no B1 note, but are you talking about like he was only in Mortal Kombat 11 and that's it? But yeah, I'm glad Garrus is back. I actually really like that character. Who do you think is in the combat cast? Most likely the female characters, because I think 16-bit would definitely wants to talk about those characters. Because Derek and Tyler really like to play like male characters, like Garrus and Jax. So Stephanie's going to want to definitely play the female. 16-bit back in Mortal Kombat 9 was a katana main. So yeah, definitely going to want to play those female characters and talk about the story. So I think in the combat cast we're probably going to see those characters. I know we're definitely going to see Reptile, but honestly I would love to see Ashrah and Natara this weekend. I really would. So or here's what I think is going to happen. I think this weekend we are going to get a reveal of these characters, and then the combat cast is going to go over story modes and then go over the characters that were revealed over the weekend. That's what I think is going to happen. Or they're going to go over like how to play Melina and how to play Baraka and how to play Tanya, how to play Lime. Like I think that's what they're going to do, is go over the characters that have already gone out, but they're going to talk about like different like game modes. That's what I think is going to happen. I don't think there's going to be like reveals or character reveals, I should say. Would it be cool if neither Sub or Scorpion dies this time around, but their father returned as Noob Saibot? That's definitely a possibility. Or Noob Saibot is not dead. Maybe Noob Saibot is a living person. You know, that could very well maybe. Chuan Cena, the problem with Garrus' trailer was underwhelming to put him by himself. He wasn't necessarily by himself. Revealed Darius as well in the trailer. Would say something different. I agree with you on that one. No, I'm glad. Yeah, because they revealed Darius in the Umgadi trailer, but I think they revealed him in a way that was super epic, because they did it in the same way with Frost. They just showed her off, and they like teased the characters. I would like to see Frost more, and I'm glad that she is in the beta. I would like to see Darius more, but take note that they did do Darius and Garrus. They showed those characters off at a African American driven event, so it makes sense that they would show those two characters off for that trailer. I'm happy that Garrus is in Mortal Kombat 1. He was my sixth favorite character. Do you mean sixth favorite character? Yeah, he was a good character. He's in my top 10 for sure, but he's one of those characters that I'm like, I like that character. I just didn't play him, and I hated playing against him because he was hard to play against. But Fair Anubis, if you're referring to, I think, female characters and human reptile, if you're referring to reveals this weekend, yeah, I agree with you. I think so too. If you could turn a bad guy good and a good guy bad, who would it be in MK1? I mean, so are you referring to the characters that currently like exist? If I could turn a good guy bad and a bad guy good. That's a tough question. I can't think. I can't think of that right now, to be honest. If you could turn a good guy bad, dude, chat, NMC 2016 just laid a banger of a question on me. Answer that question. That's a great question for everybody. Chat, if you could turn one character good and a good guy bad and a bad guy good, answer that question right now. I would love to hear everybody's answer. I really would. Human, Reptile, and Natara, I agree with you. I love Human Reptile style. He should be a ninja, not a monster. Yes, yes. I've been saying that. I hated when Reptile started changing into a monster. That was super dumb, dude. I didn't like that at all. They have a chance to drastically change our perceptions on these characters and not go down the same treaded paths. Yeah, I think that's the point. Like Bihan being good but misguided, or Sonya being a criminal mastermind. Exactly. I don't think Bihan is misguided. I just think that he is overly ambitious and willing to jeopardize his clan and his father's legacy for power. And that's what he wants, is absolute power. And I think he's thirsty and corrupt by the ambition of power. And that's where I kind of see Bihan going. So misguided means like Shang Tsung is misguiding Reiko and Shao Kahn, or General Shao in this case. I would say Reptile and Bihan as good guys. I mean, we don't even know if Reptile is a bad guy yet. But yeah, we'll see. Who would I want? I don't know. Dude, I'm still, that question's haunting, man. Good Noob Saibot. Imagine Noob Saibot as like an angelic character rather than like a wraith, you know? I was gonna say Kano. Baraka and Sonya. So Sonya okay, I agree with everybody so far about Sonya. I could totally see Sonya as a merchant of death kind of character. Who would but dude, I'm drawing a blank on who would I want the bad characters to be good. Frost. I would say Frost. I wish Frost was a good guy. So I wish Frost was a good guy and Sonya was a bad guy. That's who I'm sticking with. I feel like they at least made me like Baraka because he's just not evil to be evil. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, that's a good observation, Chwansina, about Baraka, because they're making him out to be like a more in-depth character, and Baraka was never necessarily evil. He just sided with the strongest because that's in their culture. So he can protect in the Netherrealm but fight evil. I don't know who you're referring to. Quan Chi and Jax can be a replacement for Kano. Yeah, Jax, yes. I don't see Quan Chi. Good shout, bad Kenshi. I don't think I could see Shao being a good guy. I can see Kenshi being a bad guy for sure. Karen Sonya. Her fatality is speaking to the manager. Sonya needs a fresh coat of paint. I feel like she would benefit from the new era, but I'm okay with her sitting out. I agree with you. I was never a huge Sonya fan. I get why people like her, but yeah. Noob as a clone of Bihan. If Sonya ends up being a bad guy, I will pre-order. Shows they are really going all the way with changing the characters. Yeah, man. I agree with you, because so far as a lot of the changes they have made, you're just like, I haven't, all the changes they made so far, I haven't looked at it and been like, really? This is what you're doing? Like, really? But no, it's like every change that they made, I've been like, that's freaking badass, dude. The way I can see Kenji ever being bad if power of Sinto corrupted him. Yeah, that's that. Yeah. Which is exactly what Ashrah was in Armageddon. Ashrah was technically a villain in Armageddon because the sword corrupted her mind and made her think that you're doing the goodwill by killing vampires. And I thought that was really weird. Sorry, I have itchy nose. Sorry, I thought that was really, I didn't like that change, because I like that she was just a demon of the nether realm who's trying to, you know, purify her soul by killing other demons with her sword. But yeah, the sword ended up being essentially what Sinto is. What about a bad Johnny Cage? I liked, by the way, I liked MK9 Cabal as a good Cabal. I didn't like bad Cabal. That was one character I didn't like, that they made him bad. Who is the best VA? Well, Steve Bloom is one of the best voice actors in the world, and I believe he played a Scorpion in Mortal Kombat X, but they changed that up. Who else was there? I actually really like the Takeda VA. It brought a really good personality to Takeda, and I liked MKX's Sonya. I thought using Ronda Rousey as Sonya was a bad choice. I like Ronda Rousey, don't get me wrong, and I know why, you know, of course, you know, it makes for good publicity when you make her Sonya Blade, but I just she just wasn't a very good voice actress. Male and female. Like I said, I really like the Sonya Blade VA. I really liked the MKX Katana VA, because Katana is sassy, and I like that. I like that about her. She's compassionate, but she's also sassy when she's just like, what did she say? There's so many good lines, you know, with what'd she say? Like, the realm thinks as I do. It's just like, she just sounds so pretentious, and I actually like it. Wait, she was evil? Who are you referring to? Well, Ashrah was never really bad. She was just anti-hero. It depends how you... Okay, so Ashrah was weird, because when they first introduced her, she was like this elegant looking, you know, purified looking person who was a demon. She was one of Quan Chi's assassins, and she wanted a better life, and so she wanted to get out of the Nether Realm and escape Quan Chi's escape from Quan Chi, and she found the sword, and found that if she killed demons with the sword, it would purify her soul so much that that the Nether Realm could not contain such a pure soul, that it would force Ashrah out. And in Deception that happened, but then in Armageddon, in Deception, when that did happen, she had to leave the sword behind. But in Armageddon, she took the sword with her, and the sword brainwashed her to thinking that you need to do my will, which is it didn't control her, but it convinced her that her purpose and will is to kill vampires. And so she went to Viternus and started killing all the vampires, and that's why Natara and Ashrah are rivals in that sense. So Ashrah was not evil at first, and then yes, she was evil. I would change Bihan to be a good guy and change Jax to be a bad guy. I can't really see Jax being a bad guy though. But, and if you want a good guy Bihan, that's pretty much just Kuai Liang, you know? Patrick Stelz played Scorpion and X. That was a pretty good one. That was a good VA. What would be a stage you'd want to return reimagined? One of my favorite stages of all time is actually the Wuxi Grotto in Mortal Kombat 11. So far, all the stages look really, really good. I can't think of it. I mean, they're going to do the pit. They're going to do the acid pool. You know, they already showed the Shaolin. I mean, one thing I'm not quite sure about is this going to revolve around a tournament? You know, like the first one revolved around a tournament. MK9 revolved around a tournament, but is this going to be like just, you know, is it going to be just conflict in Outworld and conflict in Earthrealm, and then, you know, they're going to have to make alliances and enemies like between the two different realms? Are they going to include other realms as well? Because they're, you know, is this game going to revolve around a tournament? So yeah, I mean, I know that was kind of a rabbit trail off of the stages, but I can't really think of a stage right now I'd want them to reimagine that they haven't already done 100 times over. You know, like the pit, like Shang Tsung's island or the courtyard, like the acid pool. You know, and I like so far that they made all the stages like really colorful, really vibrant. So I can't think of one MKX stage I actually liked. You know, for whatever reason, Mortal Kombat 3, I really, really liked the Apocalypse City stage. I thought that was a really cool stage, and if there is some sort of apocalyptic event that happens in Mortal Kombat in the new era, I would hope that they could reimagine that stage, because that was I don't know why, I really like that stage. It takes me back. What you didn't like the DJ Dimitri Vegas, dude. I didn't even know who Dimitri Vegas was until that skin. That was such a dumb skin. Why would they do, like, why would you do that? Why would you make a DJ Dimitri Vegas, like Vargas or Vegas, whatever his name was Scorpion an anti-hero? Yes, I guess. You gotta think of Mortal Kombat, it's like, what defines a hero, you know? So, because like the only true hero, if you wanted to go by the heroic archetype that in traditional lore, in traditional writing, Liu Kang is truly the only hero there was. And even in Mortal Kombat 1, he was the only true hero, but in Mortal Kombat 2, he decided to put away his like anti-killing ways, and he ended up killing someone in Mortal Kombat 2. So I mean, in Mortal Kombat, it's like who's really an anti-hero and who's really a hero, you know? One for you. And the Mortal Kombat Legends. I feel like I need the perfect blend between X because I love the sassiness, Bud's at 11 because I love how eloquent. Yeah, see, I agree with you there. I liked how sassy she was in X, but she was also elegant to me. In 11, they took away the sassiness that she had, and they kind of painted, like, she kind of, every time she talked, it almost sounded like she was feeling sorry for herself, and I didn't like that at all. For the record, the one from the Legends is the same person who plays Azula. Yeah, because, dude, whoever played Azula was a freaking awesome voice actress. And Avatar: The Last Airbender is honestly, like, still to this day one of my favorite series. I think I watched it with my son like 3 times in a row. Like, we just kept watching it over and over. Like The Last Airbender is such a good series. And you want to talk about a good villain? Azul is a good villain. Azul is a dope villain, dude. If I was a young Scorpion, I would shit myself with katana. Who wouldn't, dude? I wish they did the living forest properly with the angry, evil-looking trees and darkness. Did you see the last trailer? Because they did do that. I mean, it's not like super dark. It looks kind of like Twilight, almost. But they did a pretty good job with the living forest. In the darkness. So yeah, I would go check it's in the Timekeepers trailer. I hope they bring back Mortal Kombat 9 and MK versus DCU for PS5. Yeah. I mean, I think Ed Boon has, I don't think he's actually said it, but I think they've talked about, he said that they have talked about like doing, you know, like a re-release, like a remastered version. But I think he was referring, the only one he's ever said that they've wanted to remaster was Shaolin Monks. But Mortal Kombat 9, I hope they do. I would really hope they do like a Mortal Kombat 9 remaster. I don't know about MK versus DCU, though. It wasn't necessarily like a bad game, but I couldn't imagine them wanting to remaster that one. But yeah, I changed my mind to make Kano a good guy. Justice Phillips. Hey, thanks for joining us, man. Aloha. I love your videos. Thank you, Sushimi. It's awesome. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Tsushima. I'm sorry. I said Sushimi. Tsushima. To me, Scorpion is the only anti-hero that he wants revenge. Yeah. But revenge is a very common theme in Japanese and Chinese lore. You know, when in Western lore, we oftentimes look at revenge as a bad thing. To them, it's a very good thing. Revenge, like literally just in the past, like maybe 20 years, started being a good thing, you know? And so, yeah. But Scorpion's definitely he's definitely an anti-hero. I would consider him that. They did. It's nighttime. I know Liu Kang has the blue flame and I love it, but think of this Scorpion with blue fire. I think it would be cool if blue fire happened as like, I don't know, like some kind of like if you like if he was a metered character in the way that, gosh dang it, this would be cool, because blue flames physically are hotter than red flames or orange, you know, yellow flames. So when flames get hotter and hotter and hotter, you know, they get darker and darker. So blue flames would be cool. So I can imagine like Scorpion be like a metered character. So if like he charged his meter enough to where like, you know, it got to where it changed his flames blue and it gave him like, I don't know, like a damage buff or something, like that would be cool. What is a character you don't want to return despite fan popularity? I don't know if I should answer that question. Who's a character I don't want to return despite fan popularity? It was Havok. But here's the thing. I was never a Havok fan. I could care less if that character comes back. But he's such a fan favorite and everybody wants him back, so I'm not opposed to him coming back. Yeah, I know that sounds bad. I'm really sorry because Havok is such a fan favorite, and everybody wants Havok back, and I'm completely fine with Havok coming back, but I could care less if that character comes back. Justice Phillips, love your videos. Keep up the awesome work, Shred. Thank you, I appreciate it, man. That's really kind of you. Thank you. Treated like Firestorm and Justice 2. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly with the blue flame, with, you know, the change of colors. Yeah, exactly. As Kai in the one clip, I want Kai to have blue flame or black flame. Yeah, that'd be cool. And I'm sure that is Kai, but it could be somebody else. But I think a lot of people are assuming it's Kai. If you're referring to when they're walking out of the portal, and excuse me, Ed Boon kind of teased it. Will Sonya be base roster? Not likely. Jesse Miller, sorry, man. Sonya's, I think she's probably gonna sit this one out. Meat and Micah is for me. Whatever. Mika's? Meat? I mean, I've never heard anyone saying meat like they want me to return. So, until the MKX comic. Yeah, Havok, see, that's when Havok started becoming cool to me, was during the MKX comics. But before that, I never really cared for Havok. And Havok was always weird because, first off, he used Tang Sudo. Tang Sudo is a Korean martial art, and it's extremely, like, you have to have extreme amounts of discipline in order to actually like do Tang Sudo, which is, it's essentially Korean karate. And dude, it's like it's a really hard martial art. And so I was always like, why is Havok, who is the least disciplined person and who is just, you know, a cleric of chaos, why does he have an extremely disciplined, you know, martial art? I would expect him to kind of like walk around like Dalsum with his hands like going everywhere and maybe like playing like an MMA fighter. You know, it's like you want chaos, you want him to fight like he's chaotic. So I'm hoping that they do that in the future. But it's like, you know, with Havok, he was just kind of there. It's like he was just a chapter in the story. It almost felt like a side quest in the Conquest mode, you know. So do I want Havok back? I could care less, but I understand why the fans really like him, and I would hope that he's in the game, and I hope he plays a lot more chaotic. What other characters would you want to have specific mechanics unique to them? All of them. Red Shank, thanks for asking that question. I am a huge proponent of having unique character mechanics. So like Johnny Cage is a great example. Kenshi also, the fact that they have a puppet character archetype is freaking phenomenal, and I'm so happy that they're doing that. If Serena is in the game, I hope that she's a metered character where she charges her meter and then she can unleash like her demon form. Or if it's kind of like Nagoriyuki from Guilty Gear, to where he has blood gauge, so he charges up his blood gauge, and then when you hit the blood gauge, it gives him a buff, but it's at the detriment to his own health. So you will lose half your HP. So something like that. What else is there? Like I always thought Natara would be really good to have a kind of like a flight mechanic, but in the way that is similar to Kami's Hooligan. I thought would be really cool. But then again, in the last trailer, we saw Smoke throw out a smoke bomb, and it's actually a teleport as well. And that looked kind of similar to that. So I'm glad that they gave him that mechanic. But like if every character had a unique character mechanic, that would be fantastic. I know that's not like quite feasible, you know, because a lot of characters are just straightforward, kind of like Li Mei looks. Just like in Guilty Gear, it's like you have Kai, who is just very straightforward. You have who else? Giovanna. She's just very straightforward. But yeah, Havok back are the same people who changed their minds about the prequels. That's true. I disagree. I know I just said that's true, but people just want Havok back because Havok was just like an interesting character. He's very Mortal Kombat, you know, but it's just, he's an interesting character. Nobody has seen him in a long time except for the MKX comics, in which Dominic Chinchillo actually said that they're not canon, which I completely disagree with. Yes, they are canon because they completely like tie together the MKX story. But Havok is he's a decent character. I just was never a huge fan. Yeah, comics redeemed him. Cool headsets, thanks man, appreciate it. It's actually like my second set. I broke a set and Logitech sent me a new one, like no questions asked. They're just like, you know, send us the serial number, send us some pictures and stuff like that, and like almost immediately they sent me another. I will always buy Logitech now. That's fine. You don't want Havok. I personally don't like Tanya as a character very much. Already plenty of backstabbers. If Tanya is a backstabber, I mean, everybody's suspecting her to be a backstabber. She might not be this time around. Were the comics ever canon? They were at first, and then Chinchilla said they weren't. I don't know if you heard of the fan theory about Kotal Khan being meat. I haven't heard that one. I'm not opposed to Kotal Khan coming back in the game. I just don't see where he would fit in this new era. If Sonya is just cameo, you'd be crushed. Yeah. I mean, she could be base roster later. You never know. But I just don't think she's going to be main roster. Or she could be DLC later, but I don't think she'll be main roster. I want Havok to be like a Inoxe. When he comes to the fighting styles in 3D, I do not put any. Just like I don't. Yeah. Thanks, Shred. You've been my go-to for MK content these days. That makes me happy. I'm glad, man. Yeah, I've been making a lot of this content. Like, dude, I've been getting like 3-4 hours of sleep. But dude, it's been so busy. But I'm glad I'm your go-to, man. That's awesome. Appreciate it. I try to be as, you know, balanced and realistic as I possibly can. So what I called realistic optimism. You know, so you want to keep an open mind and want to, you know, see what's here's the thing. Here's my is going for is like you're always going to have MK fans, and you're always going to look back at the 3D era, and you're going to look back at the arcade era and the NRS era as like this, you know, people are always going to look at storytelling. The 3D era is like the gold standard of storytelling. And a lot of people even look at MK3 as like the gold standard of gameplay. Same thing with MK9 is like the gold standard of gameplay at the NRS. And we'll always have those games to look back on. But moving forward, it's like, this is where we're going now. This is where we are. And with, I mean, Cameo Fighters might not be in MK2, whatever the next iteration is. It depends on how well they do in this iteration. But it's like right now we are setting a precedent for future storytelling, for what the Mortal Kombat universe is going to be in the future. You know, so it's like we can always look back at the previous Mortal Kombat games, and you know, I was planning on playing Deadly Alliance today with you guys, but we started like talking and answering, you know, talking about all these questions and stuff. So I haven't even touched it, you know, and I honestly don't think I'm going to, but because I like talking about this stuff, dude. This is awesome. But yeah, we're going forward, and this is the new era. This is how things are going to be now. This is the new story. It's like, yeah, I'm sorry that you don't like that Kuai Liang is Scorpion, but this is who he is now, you know? So it's like, I'm not saying like, you know, deal with it. It's just like, at all. I'm not saying that at all, but it's just like this, you know, so far everything I've seen has been really good, and I really like the direction that they're going. It looks the story looks really good, and I'm really looking forward to it. And I hope that people can kind of have that open mind when going into it as well. You know, when it comes to new characters, Hornbuckle has to be in. He's the high priest of the Dragon King. Dragon King, perfect opportunity to be there. That name is ridiculous in today's time. It's Hornbuckle. That's funny. Who's your favorite NRS new character? I liked Erron Black personally, but I wish they did more with him. The first person that comes to mind to me is Takeda. I thought Takeda was a really cool character. Because when you think of NRS new era, or new characters in the NRS era, the only two games that you can look at is X and 11. And so you're pretty much like, okay, Combat Kids, Ferrator, Cetrion, Collector, and that's it. I'm trying to think. I can't think of anything else, but of all the new characters from the NRS era, I'd probably say Takeda is my favorite. Cassie Cage is a close second. Jackie was just kind of there in MKX and MK11, same thing. Kung Jin, I think, was a pretty decent character. He was just so unlikable. But I mean, that's who his character was, so. Yeah. Erron Black wasn't necessarily a bad character. I liked him a lot better in X in the comics. The Kotal didn't survive Shang Tsung's experiments. He would have become meat. This happened in the old time, allegedly, according to the theory. Because Kotal survived the experiments, he doesn't be. Oh, okay. I mean, it's a new era, so are they referring to like Shang Tsung's experiments is in the new era? Because I think Liu Kang says, or who is it? Someone says, I think it's Sub-Zero or Katana or Kenshi. I forgot who it is. They say like, you know, did you know about Shang Tsung's experiments? Is that what you're referring to? So we should be in our fourth era, one arcade, 3D era. Yeah, this would be the fourth. This would be the fourth era in the third timeline. Gogeta, nice name by the way. By the way, Gogeta is like in Gogeta. Did you play Dragon Ball FighterZ? Do you think Kung Lao will die again in this new era? No, I don't. Sorry for my hot takes. I'm just trying to be honest. Fans who complain about the direction need to. Brad, like here Twitter has created a community, and Ed Boon has dangled that carrot in front of people's faces so much that it's almost it's not Ed Boon's fault or it's the NRS's fault at all. It's just this community in this kind of era that we live in with social medias that has allowed us to be super to complain so much about so many things and be able to be toxic online with the shroud of ambiguity of animosity, anonymous, I don't know, to be anonymous online, you know, and because of that, people can just say whatever they want, and I personally just kind of ignore it. I ignore whenever someone is being like overtly toxic and overtly like just trying so hard to, you know, like you know, people who complain to Ed. Here's a good example. Ed Boon put out a tweet saying like rest in peace Prince when Prince passed away, and immediately people jumped to where's Melina, and I'm like, you're really gonna like comment where's Melina on a tweet where he's kind of doing a memorial on Prince? That's terrible, you know? So I believe in constructive criticism, and I believe that as a developer, you should be able to take that criticism no matter how harsh it comes. Now, when it comes at the detriment of you know, your family and your life, like that one guy who threatened one of the developers if Reiko wasn't in the game, yeah, that's just, you know, that's of course dumb. But I mean, as a developer, you have to be able to take criticism as harsh as it is. And when you see numbers criticizing things, for instance, the Ermac skin, that is something that you 100% do have to listen to. But it's NRS, I believe that we should hold to a standard, but I also don't think that we should be like so overtly critical of, to where, like, for instance, this is, I hate this. This is the one thing I never want to hear again. If Reiko's in the game, I'm not buying it. If X is in the game, I'm not buying it. That's the worst thing I can hear people say, because I'm like, okay, are you a Mortal Kombat fan or are you a Reiko fan? I mean, Serena is my favorite character. If she's in this game, I'm 100% going to buy this game, and I'm going to probably enjoy this game. I enjoyed Mortal Kombat 11 for 2 years. You know, before I actually put it down, I was like, you know what, this isn't a very fun game, especially after the Shiva DLC, because the Shiva DLC, that was the worst state the game has ever been in, you know, and a lot of the character designs, like I heard people say things like, you know, like, oh, I'm not buying this game, I don't like the Tanya design. I'm like, just because you don't like the Tanya design doesn't mean you don't have to buy the game. If you don't want to buy the game, don't buy the game, you know? So it's just like, are you a Mortal Kombat fan or are you a character fan? And if you're really going to do, I mean, do you honestly think, do people honestly think that WB or NRS is going to see your tweet when you say, if Sonya's not in the game, I'm not going to buy it, and suddenly be like, oh crap, we got to put Sonya in the game? No, they can care less and everything. And they also know, yeah, this person's probably going to buy the game. They're just being dramatic. So anyway, yes, it's fine. Be constructive, be critical. Yes, hold them to a standard. That is 100% fine. Just don't be a toxic piece of crap, dude. You know? There's my soapbox for the day. You're like the Joe Rogan of MK. Thanks, man. I mean that in a way that you have these MK guests and allow them to speak their... Yeah, that's the whole point. I mean, that's the whole point of my podcast, is I like to have different creative. I would like to get more competitors on too. That is one thing I'm really looking forward to, is having more and more competitors. Jesse Miller, I'm answering your question. And I really like the, you know, I do kind of wish it was a little bit like shorter, but what's funny is I just let these people talk and we ended up talking for like 3 straight hours. And I was like, by the way, whenever we start a podcast, I'm literally like, all right, let's try to at least do an hour, but sometimes it goes over and that's fine. And we end up going for like 3 hours. And, you know, I like letting the people talk and everything. I'm not afraid to disagree with them at all and everything. And so far, everyone that I've had on, we've had some really, really, really good conversations, and not just about Mortal Kombat, but about other things too, you know? So yeah, the podcast is a lot of fun. Gogeta, yes, I do play Dragon Ball FighterZ. Awesome. So Dragon Ball FighterZ, the Gogeta super, level 3 super is like one of my favorite supers, especially when it says go to hell. You know, he backs up, he's like, go to hell, and then shoots off. And Dragon Ball FighterZ honestly has like some of the best level 3 super animations, and I know they get a lot of crap because of how long they are, and that's completely fine. But then again, Mortal Kombat, their fatal blows and fatalities are pretty freaking long too. But and the critical art 3s and Street Fighter 6 is really long. But in Dragon Ball FighterZ, the Gogeta, the Gogeta level 3 super, the who am I thinking? Gohan, the Teen Gohan level 3 super, and who is it? Vegeta, Super Saiyan Vegeta super is when he says like, are you ready? He says, you cocky bastard, and then does a final flash. Dude, is like, the animations in that game are so sick. Dude, they're so sick. Chuan Cena, Cyborg said it best. I've been a fan for 26 years. I've seen characters come and go. I've seen, you know, favorites have highs. I've in lows. One is the next chapter Yeah, exactly. That's the way I look at it. Like we're just going to the next chapter, and that's great. And I hope it turns out well. I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna try to enjoy it the best I can. And if I don't enjoy it, I'm gonna put it down and go back to playing Street Fighter 6. And I'm probably gonna play some Tekken 8 too. You know, Guilty Gear, like season 3 Guilty Gear is coming out too. There is no shortage of games I'm going to be playing, you know, in the next 2 years. So, you know, when Mortal Kombat comes out, I'm just, I'm going to be stoked and I'm glad, you know, but it's like, I can guarantee you it's going to be a good game. You know, it's going to be good. I can't see it being bad. Ed too has his fall because he antagonizes sometimes on Twitter. He doesn't really antagonize. Yeah, he trolls a bit, but I mean, I wouldn't say antagonizes. Definitely trolls. And then about not having Jade and MK or Tanya's. I want to say your name out loud. Sorry. Seminator. That sounded even worse. C Terminator. Yeah, you. Whether it's Seminator or Cuminator, it sounds just as bad. You're talking about, yeah, whether it's Jade's probably going to be in the game, dude. She's probably going to be in the game. And Tanya's face, by the way, the Tanya's face, it's like they're judging Tanya's face by her angry face. Did you not see her in other parts of the game and see her other picture? It's like it doesn't look anything. I mean, dude, go in the mirror and make an angry face. Don't tell me that you look ugly, because you do. Whenever someone makes a sad or an angry face, yes, you do look ugly. But did you see Tanya anywhere else? No, she doesn't look ugly. And even so, if you don't like the character, if you don't like the design, then move on. Who cares? You know, I was never a Tanya. I was a Tanya fan. I like Tanya and MKX, but it's like I move on. I just, you don't like the character, that's fine. Maybe her game style's good, play her then. I've never been a Baraka fan, but I might play Baraka now because Baraka is a hideous character, and I've never liked the way he looked, and I've never liked the way he played. But now he looks good. Now he plays good now. But you know what I mean. These streams like this often. I like to see more of these. Tsushima, thank you, man. I 100% want to do a lot more streams. I never do these. This was kind of on a whim. Like the other day, I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna try streaming because I've put out a lot of videos, and to be honest, I'm really tired. I'm getting like 3 or 4 hours of sleep at night working, editing these videos, because I shoot and edit everything on my own, and it's been busy, you know, with all the reveals and everything. So being overly cruel, especially if they're a big fan of the product. Yeah, it's okay to be critical. It's fine. You should be critical, you know, and that's completely fine, but not to the point where you're just like, you know, I'm not to the point where it's like, oh, Liu Kang's design sucks, I'm never buying Mortal Kombat ever again, I can't believe what they do. It's like, really? What are you, 8? Like, come on. It's like, my kids say the same stuff that I see on Twitter. And they're 9. I buy MK for the story, to be honest. Yeah, exactly. That's cool. I buy it for the story and the gameplay. I'm ready for Tenkaichi 4 to be released. I never got into those games. I would like to play them. You don't have to answer this, but who was your favorite guest on your own Shredcast? That's a hard one, dude. I don't really have a favorite. Because I had some really good conversations with a lot of the people, and but Temp is always fun to talk to, and that's why, I mean, he's a personal friend of mine as well, but he is one of the most knowledgeable when it comes to mechanics and gameplay. I mean, you can ask him anything, like any terminology, anything about any game. And by the way, that's the cool thing about Temp, dude. It's like, I was telling him, hey, I need to relearn Tekken 7 because of Tekken 8. I'd really like to get more into Tekken because Tekken is one of my favorite communities and it's one of my favorite games to watch. I'm very, you know, it honestly, like Tekken is one of the best games, like best fighting games out there. And he's like, really? That game is so rewarding. What character do you want to play? I'll make a guide for you. Like that. That's Temp. And I admire that about him because he'll do anything to help you out. And so those conversations are really good. And he's also what I would call he's constructively realistic. He's not so much, he is like a glass half empty kind of guy because he's pretty over Mortal Kombat, but versus I'm more like a glass half full. And that's why we do really well together on the podcast, but at the same time, it's, you know, he is a little bit more critical than I am, and so I always like having him on the show. But yeah, let's see. The fourth snake was a really good conversation as well. That was one of my favorite conversations that I had on the show. But like I can't put one person as like my favorite because every conversation so far has been very different, even though most of the time we're just talking about the exact same thing. You know, what 3D air character that didn't get a lot of attention do you think deserves another chance to shine? Serena, obviously. Natara, Ashrah, like all of them. Every 3D character. Serena by far is my favorite character. So I want that character back in this game so bad, you know, but Natara and Ashrah also great characters, deserve to come back. And honestly, Kai, I would love to see Kai come back too. Kai would be a great character. He is a great character. I wish they put more attention on him, you know. Chicago. Planning to visit the NRS building while at Chicago. I'll take a picture. Not going to go inside, of course, but still, yeah. From what I've been told for most of the developers, I don't know about NRS, is that whenever you enter into their building, you have to leave your phone at the front desk. Check the MK1 PC requirements. And did you know this fighting game needs 100 gigabytes of space? Yeah, I did know that, and that's pretty common for a modern game. Fortunately, I'm buying it for both PS5 and PC. I originally was just going to get it for PC, but now I was able to get a PS5, so definitely going to be peeling it there. Tanya's hair, I'm like, I was not a fan of her hair either. I prefer her Deception hair. I also liked her Mortal Kombat 4 hair, but I mean, the new hair, it's not bothersome. It's not bad. I hope that they change it, but Tanya Mortal Kombat 1 is just fine to me. Yeah, Tanya's fine. I don't have any problems with Tanya. It's not my favorite design, and her light abilities look super cool, and she isn't going to play the way I prefer, so I'm probably not going to play her. But that's exactly why I don't really have any criticisms towards Tanya, because I don't necessarily think that she is ugly, and at the same time I don't really play a lot of Tanya, so I really wasn't that invested in that character. Any guess you want to show up in the game? Ryu Hayabusa, super violent, and he fits the ninja theme. Yeah, that's very true. A guess that I'd like to see in the game. None that realistically would show up. I doubt I doubt Hayabusa would be in the game, but it still would be cool. And I mean, he's been in, if that's the same Hayabusa that's been in Dead or Alive games, then, but he's been in Dead or Alive games. So, I mean, you just got to think whenever you want to guess character in the game, it's like, you got to think to yourself, can this person have a fatality done on them? And would the company that owns that character allow it to happen? you know. So apparently, like, the rumor has it that Harley Quinn is going to be in it. It's like, I personally, like, I can't imagine Harley Quinn having a fatality done to her, you know. So even if she was a costume on Cassie Cage. So the video game industry, I don't think, particularly, not buying the game seriously, but real soon the gaming industry might become the movie industry. What's going on with them now? So the video game industry sit and take that for granted and look at it as an empty threat. We see there's a certain games that they fly. Elaborate on that, because I'm not sure what you mean, but the gaming industry currently generates more revenue than Hollywood does, if I'm not mistaken. I realized I typed outlaw above instead of outworld. Sorry, man. Gogeta, you have the new Xbox Series S. That's awesome, dude. In a pre-owned Mortal Kombat premium. Nice, dude. Yeah, hopefully crossplay will be a thing. And I really hope that they do. That was one of my make or breaks, is I really want them to have crossplay. If they announced, by the way, I would not have gotten a PS5 if they would have announced like crossplay amongst all platforms. And I mean, Switch, I understand. I don't need crossplay on Switch because the only people who really played on Switch are, you know, if you're like traveling a lot, that's the only thing I've ever heard of people buying on Switch. But PC wise, it's like if you go onto Street Fighter 6 and go play ranked, 9 out of 10 times it's on PC. Like, everyone plays on PC. And the MK11 PC port was actually pretty good. And I would really like for them to do crossplay. But from what I have been told is there's a lot of hoops to jump through. But at the same time, it's like, it's Mortal Kombat. There's no reason that you should not have crossplay, you know, amongst PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. You have to have crossplay. There's no reason why you shouldn't. And especially because after MK11 came out, they had crossplay amongst PlayStation and Xbox at the end of the game's life cycle. And in the first year that the game came out, a lot of pros, like a ton of pros, went and played it on PC. And they were all saying we should go play it on PC because there's no lag input. The servers were really good. So I don't know why that they don't. I don't know why NetherRealm Studios doesn't, you know, make that just a like a standard. You know what I mean? As cool as anime would be to have anime characters in the game, I highly doubt that would happen. I kind of doubt that would happen. Doomslayer, Gogeta, you want to see Doomslayer? I'm assuming that's what Doom S is. Rumor is that he is going to be Combat Pack 2, but we shall see, because a lot of people wanted Doomslayer for a long time. From Future Diaries, haven't watched that. She is the standard for you. I've Slenderman, that's just creepy. If the scandal wasn't a thing, yeah. I mean, if Slenderman didn't convince two girls to kill their best friend, then yeah, I would probably say so, but Slenderman's freaking weird. Doom Guy is prime guest character. Yeah, Doom Guy is prime guest character. I'm sure they would have crossplay. I really hope they have crossplay. I really do. Is SF6 any good? Haven't played any fighters other than MK and DOA. Dude, you must be an old school player, man. That's like the two, like, MK and DOA were like, you know what's funny about that? And I'll answer that in a question. I'll answer that in just a second. Is that before MK9, a lot of the pros in MK9 were Dead or Alive played Dead or Alive. And for the longest time, it was pretty much Dead or Alive and Street Fighter 4. Were like the two biggest competitive games. And I really hope Dead or Alive comes back, because there was a rumored, like, I think it was Dead or Alive which one are we on now? 6, I think. Or Dead or Alive 7, I believe. So I really hope that the game comes back because it's a super fun game. I really like Dead or Alive. But to answer your question, hopefully it's not like Dragon Ball FighterZ where there is always a bunch of stuff on the screen. No, it's not. They do have this like kind of graffiti art style and stuff like that, but I mean, Street Fighter 6 is definitely a Street Fighter game. And yes, Street Fighter 6 is one of my favorite fighting games of all time. It is a super fun game. I really like it a lot. You know, I've been playing it nonstop. I haven't found anything wrong with it as of late. Some people will argue about the drive impact system or the drive system, but so far, I really like the system. I think it works really well. I have a question. Why don't you want gun characters in Mortal Kombat? Because Mortal Kombat X and Mortal Kombat 11 made me hate them. There was just way too many gun characters in the game, and I really don't want any more gun characters to come back. I don't have a problem with gun characters. It's just there's just been so many of them, and I'm kind of, you know, over it. I'm okay with one gun character. If they have one gun character, which it's probably going to be Peacemaker, I'm fine with that. That's completely fine. But in MK11, there were so many gun characters. You know, MKX, they had MK11. They had, let's see, Cassie, Jackie, Erron Black, Jax had a gun. They had just so many gun characters. I want more than just crossplay. I want crossplay progression where I can transfer my data to PC if I ever became a DC gamer one day. Yeah, but then they wouldn't get that sale, man. They need to sell. They need to sell the product. So if you buy it on PS5 and then you went over to PS4, you know. But I'm just kidding. Yeah, I agree with you. I know Destiny does that. So if you play Destiny 2, if you bought the game on PlayStation and you bought it also on PC, you can transfer your data over to PC and vice versa. You can totally do that. Will you play Mortal Kombat 1 beta? Yes, I will 100% be playing the beta. I got a Gojira. I bought a PlayStation 5 just for the beta, dude. Kind of sad. Ed Boon kind of confirmed Hotaru not being playable in the character. Yeah, he straight up was like, no Taru. I would like to see Havok and Hotaru dialogue interaction. Yeah, that'd be cool. But no, unfortunately, Hotaru's not going to be in the game. I can imagine being a cameo character, but Hotaru is the most Hotaru is more samurai than Kenshi, like historically speaking. Because the samurai used bow and arrows and spears or naganatas more than they did the actual sword, the actual katanas. I bought Street Fighter 6 day one and still haven't played it yet. Why, dude? It's so fun. It's one of the funnest fighting games I've ever played, dude. You gotta play it. Do they have gun characters in MKX? Yeah, Erron Black, Jackie Briggs, Cassie Cage. Yeah, they had a lot of gun characters. Me too. So... All right, guys. This series, play Mortal Kombat. You're buying an Xbox Series S, or you bought? Were you the one who said you bought an Xbox Series S? Mortal Kombat 1 beta. Jesse Miller, I feel like the story is going to be super epic. NRS are pretty good at the cinematics. They're very good at cinematics. You are right. However, I'm kind of over the chapter system. I mean, for instance, Temp doesn't even play the story. He watches it. He watches it on YouTube. And, excuse me. He watches it on YouTube. He doesn't even play the story because you don't have to play the story. You don't have to play through it. You can skip fights. So they pretty much give you like a 4-hour story that you can play through that you don't even need to, you know, like interact in and stuff. So they're really good at the cinematics. You're absolutely right. I want to interact in the story. I want to be a part of the story. You know what I mean? So eventually before MK comes out, yeah, get SF6, man. SF6 is a great game. I see people shipping Kenshi and Melina just because Kenshi put his hand on her head, taking care of, like, being affectionate. Yeah. I think Kenshi was just being Kenshi, because Kenshi, you know, I can see the guy in the story being very like compassionate considering his backstory. So I can see Kenshi being a very compassionate person. I don't think there's anything going on with him and Melina. You know, can't wait for beta. Yeah, I can't wait for beta either. It can't come soon enough, man. And they have Lee May and Frost too. Those are the two. I'm probably going to be playing Lee May and Frost all weekend. Maybe a little. You know, what's weird too was when I played the stress test. I was a katana. I mainly played katana in MK11, and so I've always been a katana main, like at least for the NRS era. And I'm not going to play katana this time around. And it's not that she played bad. She just didn't play my style of play. And so I'm probably not going to play katana this time around, even though I really like her design and everything. And I like how the fans, how they work this time around too. She throws a fan out and she catches it behind her back and stuff like that. It's really cool. But yeah, I'm probably not going to play katana this time around. But yeah, Lee May looks super cool. One thing I want that we haven't had in a long time is a true NPC sub boss. Yeah, it's a lot of people have been saying the same thing, dude. That's why I completely fine with Motaro being an NPC sub boss. Dude, you know who I think is going to be the NPC? You know who I think is going to be? I don't think we're going to get an NPC sub boss, but I do think it's going to be like Khan, and like you're going to fight Reiko, then Khan, and then Shang Tsung or something like that, you know? And we don't even know who the big baddie is. A lot of people suspect it's a Naga, but we'll see. I'm going to try Sub-Zero and MK1 beta. Yeah, that's a great choice. Sub-Zero is a very well-rounded character. He's a very good character in Mortal Kombat 1, at least from the stress test. I think Ichi is going to lose his eyesight when Melina. Let's see if I can. I think Ichi is going to lose his eyesight when Melina turns into the Tarkat and slash Kenshi with her sharp nails, like on accident, because I can see that happening. That would be really interesting. But I don't think that's how he's going to lose his eyes. I think he's going to lose his eyes when he first picks up Sento. Or it's going to be something dramatic like that. We'll see. But I really think it's going to be when he picks up Sento. I just bought all the Dragon Ball Fighter DLC. Yeah, that's awesome, dude. Is Labco Android 21 still like super OP? By the way, because that was in like everybody's lineup was Labcoat. You're gonna try, okay, and Katana. You're gonna try Katana too. Yeah, Katana's great. I personally don't like her, but I've seen Super did a really good job with her. And of course, Sonic Fox. Sonic Fox has a really good Katana breakdown and like a guide that he already put up online. So I would definitely check that one out. But yeah, she's, like I said, she's not my style, which is kind of depressing. But say la vie. I still don't know why my main will. I still don't know who my main will be yet. My main changes in every MK game. Same. No, I take that back. It was Katana for years. I really like the way Lee May plays. I might play her because I always like characters who are like very straightforward, you know. Pressure bullies. So Smoke looks like he's going to be like that. Lee May looks like she's going to be like that. But also, I will choose characters just based on like, do I think this character is cool? And there has been characters also that I really, really, really wanted to play, but I just didn't mesh well with that character. A great example is Jury in Street Fighter, both 5 and 6. I really wanted to play Jury. Jury looks like she plays really, really good. In fact, she's 100% S tier character. But I wish I just didn't mesh well with that character. But I do really, like for instance in Street Fighter 5, I played Cammy and Colleen. You know, so like MKX played Katana Melina, but then again, most of the characters were very straightforward anyway. But like Nightwolf, I play a lot of Nightwolf in MK11. So yeah, we'll see. Truth, tip me onto something. When a YouTuber edits all the cutscenes together, NRS makes amazing movies. Like Injustice 2 was legit a great movie. I think MK, yeah. YouTubers do a great job, dude. You know, it's funny, like for instance, there was one point in time I got super bored and I watched like all the Assassin's Creed movies because some YouTubers like pieced together all the like the major cutscenes and made a movie out of it, and it was a great, and a lot of those Assassin's Creed games were great games, you know. So Injustice 1 and Injustice 2 both were really good movies. But yeah, you don't need to watch, you know, you don't, that's the thing about the games, you don't need to play the stories. You know, you can just watch the stories if you want to. That's what I don't like about it. I like the stories for the most part, but I want to be a part of it. You know, that's why Conquest is such a beloved story, or Deception such a beloved game, because the Conquest mode, you're a part of the story. I forgot. Yeah, on accident. Yeah, if it's like on accident, like she starts going crazy and like her mouth starts, you know, changing and everything, and then she reaches up and slashes Kenshi's eyes, and that's why like later on they need to tie her down. You know, sure, yeah, like that would, you know, how'd you lose your eyes? Well, my girlfriend slashed him out when she was transforming into the you know, from being a Tarkat. Contracting the Tarkat disease. Luke Gaming, I'm hoping Reiko will be my main so far unless things change. Yeah, Reiko would be cool. I'm more hyped for Johnny Cage in the beta access. Yeah, Johnny Cage looks dope. I want to try him out just because he has a unique character mechanic. Tsushima, who's your main in SF6? Cammy. Cammy is definitely my main. Jury is actually pretty good in SF6. I actually mesh a lot better with that character in SF6. But Ken is also a character I play. I tried Rashid, didn't really like him very much. But Cammy is definitely my main. Who do you think we're getting tomorrow? I hope Natara. Definitely Reptile, that's for sure. Has McLovin. Definitely Reptile. I hope Natara and Ashrah. But it definitely is going to be Reptile, though, for sure. And you said you'll play Mortal Kombat. You'll play Johnny Cage in Mortal Kombat 1. Yeah, it's a great choice. And I like how he also has his drift ability too, or whatever it's called, where he can, you know, he can go through projectiles. So yeah. At EVO, I think they'll show 3 characters, but one of them will be a brand new character. I'm hoping to God it's Hornbuckle with a name change. That, I mean, I really hope that they show a new character. I think there is going to be at least one brand new character. I know for like Ed Boon has pretty much confirmed it's going to be Reptile is going to be who they're going to show. So we'll see. I'm kind of irritated by MK1's story is going to be the same length as MKX, 5 hours and 40. Oh, dang, you got it down to the minute. I thought it was going to be at least 10 hours, but I think I'm going to be ungrateful. I mean, I think it's going to be I think it's going to be a lot longer than it has been before. Dude, you don't go into production for almost 6 years. Is it 6 years? How long have they been in production, dude? Or 4 years? You don't go into production for 4 years, all hands on deck on Mortal Kombat on one game, and not have a lengthy, not have a good story mode, you know? So, yeah, I don't think you're going to be disappointed at all. Yeah, I figure a few reveals. Yeah, we're definitely getting reveals most likely tomorrow, by the way. I think NRS held out on Reptile so long because I think he's coming back as the human. I just think they held out on Reptile just because he's a fan favorite, you know? And I think they're probably going to show... I want Natar and Ashrah, but I have a feeling that I also think they might wait till the very, very end, and it might be like Reiko and General Shao this time around too. But I know Havok's going to be towards the end because Havok is the most requested character. Like, everyone wants Havok back. Talking about Johnny Cage, did he literally lose his green powers, or will he get them in FU6? Yeah, he doesn't have his green powers anymore, but they're like he still has his kick, and it looks like he still has his kick, but yeah, he doesn't. It looks like he doesn't have his projectiles anymore. So yeah, he doesn't have his green powers. Hydra would be cool. I don't even know how Dahlia would play. That'd be weird, but. Yeah, I would like to see someone like Hydro. I mean, it'd be really cool to have. I mean, the rumor is that Tremor is going to be a cameo character, but personally, she's going to be a cameo. That's another is kind of been leaked that Chameleon is going to be a cameo character, and I would love to see her be main roster. That'd be really cool. Both the Chameleons would be cool. Liu King said that Garrus, that it's been eons. So how many timelines do you think Liu has trial and errored? Maybe. I don't think it's been a lot. I don't think there's been. Okay, Jesse, I'm gonna answer that question. But I'm gonna go get a drink of water real fast. I'll be right back. All right, guys. Okay, Liu King said to Garrus that it's been eons, so many timelines. So how many timelines do you think Liu has trial and errored? Maybe end of Mortal Kombat 11 with Great Kung Lao happened, but didn't pan out. Okay. So the end of Mortal Kombat 11, Liu King Liu Kang's ending was one of the best endings I've ever seen in all of fighting, not just fighting games, all of video games. It was a great ending. Halo 3 probably is tied up there. The Halo 3 ending was great. And I was really looking forward to what Mortal Kombat 1 brought, because I was like, great, Kung Lao is going to be the main character, and that's what I really hope for. So I really hope that this era that we're in now is just immediately after the events of Mortal Kombat 11. And Ed Boon did say that the game starts with a big bang. So I think this is the new era we're going into. And it said that Garrus is being reconstructed. So he is the only other one besides Liu Kang who is aware of a previous timeline. And so what I think is happening is, and what I hope is happening, is that Kung Lao has taken what Liu Kang was. Raiden has taken what Kung Lao was, you know, as his like best friend and like kind of partner in crime there. And that's just how I think it's going to happen. I think this timeline that we're in is literally just what took place after. And he says it's been eons, because if it was a big bang, and if you went by the Big Bang Theory, it's like it's been, you know, eons and eons to get to where they are right now. So I think everything that we're seeing is a directly happening like right after MK11, you know. The roster leak is real. Do you not discuss leaks? I try not to. BKA123. I mean, there are just some that are just inevitable. Like, for instance, the leak of the first DLC. Rumors is one thing, but leaks are another, you know? So, like, for, you know, I'll talk about, like, for instance, yeah, Doomslayer was rumored to be in Combat Pack 2. But when it comes to leaks, you got to take with a hefty grain of salt. Because you're going to get a lot of people who'd be like, oh, my brother's best friend's, you know, sister's boyfriend's roommate is a janitor at the NetherRealm Studios office, and they got pictures of the Combat Pack 2, and such and such character is going to be in it. And I've completely been bought by a lot of those leaks in the past, and they've all turned out to not be true. So I've heard like rumors of things. For instance, like here's a great example. Tomorrow, I think everyone is aware that Reptile is going to be shown tomorrow, or at least this weekend. We all know that, because Ed Boon made it very clear about what their intentions are. However, I heard a leak, quote leak, that Reiko and General Shao are going to be shown tomorrow. But I've also heard other content creators say that it's going to be Havok and who else was there? It was like someone else. And they give all their reasons why. My reasoning behind tomorrow is, one, because Ed Boon has made it clear, and he keeps making it more and more clear every day, you know, with his tweets. And two, because we have not seen a lot of female character reveals. We've seen the Umgadi trailer, which had 2, Katana Melina, you know. So far that's, I think, you know, 4 for sure. I comment down below if you've seen more, but we just haven't had a lot of female characters. So I'd like to see, you know, like Countess Jade. I'd like to see, you know, Ashrah, Natara in there as well. But yeah, we just haven't had a lot of female reveals yet. So that's the only reason why I think we are going to get more. I have no evidence to support whether. The only evidence I have to support any of my claims is the Reptile one, and that's it. So the roster leak is real. I'm pretty sure they announced Lee May a month before they showed her character. I remember seeing like someone showed me like a picture of her, and that was the other thing too, is like content creating. Like, you guys get leaks. Like, when I started content creating, I started getting like news of more and more and more leaks, like from various different people, you know. Havok has to be the last, just for the pop anticipation. Yeah, that's exactly what I've been saying, is Havok's definitely going to be last. I kind of hope they show Reptile that he was a human before he turned into Reptile, just like Baraka. I kind of hope that Reptile is just straight up a human. That's what I hope. I hope he is a human. I hope he is a ninja. I hope he uses weapons, and I hope that he uses poison proc damage. That's what I hope for Reptile. I don't want monster Reptile. I would rather have human Reptile. And I hope that all of his I hope that he does have a lot of abilities that proc that proc dot that proc dots, you know, dots damage over time, you know, just like Alien MKX is a great example of that. What's one thing you would change about Kano and Sonya as characters? Kano, get rid of him altogether and just put Kira in his place. And Sonya, I think Sonya, I'd be down to have Sonya be like a pirate queen or something, you know. I would have Sonya just switch and be Kano. I mean, take that character or something. But Kano plays Kano. I mean, you can't really change Kano. That's exactly who that character is, and that character plays that archetype very well. Sonya too, but Sonya's so like Sonya's not been very. She's just not a very likable character as much as Cassie. Cassie Cage is a very likable character, so it'd be kind of cool to have Sonya be you know. But Sonya again, same thing. She is a you know, general and plays that character, you know, where she doesn't care about anybody else except for her job and her job, and that's it. So I think what Eons means in the conversation is that Lou let the world play. So yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. Exactly. So it's like, it's been eons since the universe is created. I don't think timelines have come and gone and come and gone and come and gone to where we're on like, this is trial number 25, you know, like how Chronica made it out that Raiden and Liu Kang are always at like conflict with one another in the end, you know. I don't think that's happened. I think this is just the next timeline. Goji, I have to go by. Thanks for coming by, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate you coming by. So I think they're going to show 3 at least of the real. Yeah, they're probably going to show 3. I hope so. Dude, if they just show Reptile, that'd be dope too. I'd be okay with that. What if in this era Kano was a commander Kano with special forces and essentially took over Jax's relationship with Sonya as a Scorpion? You're not wrong. That would, you know, Jax is in the game, Kano takes his place, and what if Jax is the same and Kano and Sonya flipped? I could totally see that. I have a feeling that Reiko would be revealed today. Not quite there. I don't know what time zone you're in. Got 8 minutes till midnight though. If the leaks are true about Shang Tsung following Damashi, and if he's following the footsteps just like Shujinko in Deception, could Shang Tsung be helping Damashi, aka Onaga, gathering the Kamidogu? I mean, possibly. According to Ed Boon, there's going to be multiple bad guys. I'm hoping for the office that I hope they keep Reptile as an actual reptile. I disagree. I want him to. I would rather him be human. I don't like Reptile turning into, you know, like a lizard thing, whatever he was, lizard humanoid. I never liked that, especially the Deadly Alliance skin. That's way too close to the codename Reptile from the Rebirth trailer back in 2009. Yeah. Yeah. Like, this is a bad, I know this is probably a bad example, but I think Sonya was more likable in the 2021 Mortal Kombat movie than she was in Mortal Kombat 11 in X. Ed Boon talking about who's that guy walking next to Raiden. just came out. What if like, oh, where they just came out of was the Nexus? Oh, so you're Central Time Zone. So it's like what, it's 1 o'clock right now? So yeah, it's tomorrow for you. Not for me yet. I'm in California. Was the Nexus? Yeah, they might be coming out of the Nexus. I mean, I'd be cool having reptile, but at least give us a human form skin. Yeah, and whenever they do like some sort of human form skin, like they'd always do like classic ninja reptile. It's always like his classics. It's always like his classic, you know, ninja outfit. But you still see the scaly skins and stuff like that. So yeah. Skin like guys. I think 12 o'clock I'm gonna log off. So we got 5 minutes left, guys. 5 minutes left. And I'm gonna get off. There's still one here. Okay. Unlikable. You're right about Sonya being unlikable, which is why I wanted her in MK1. Her design looks like she'd be less jaded and grumpy. She looks young and happy. Yeah, but I mean, that's kind of how she, I mean, they're just going off of her design from Mortal Kombat 1, 1992, Mortal Kombat 1. You know, show. Yeah, I mean, if they show General Khan, he's not Shao Kahn, or General Shao and Reiko at EVO. I mean, that would be cool. To change Sonya character, all you have to do is keep her partner. Fab Kane will kill him in real time later for character development. Oh, yeah. I mean, maybe this time around she doesn't actually have a partner and stuff, and I suspect this time around, if Sonya is in the game in the future, she's probably not going to be bad. Or I'm sorry, she's probably going to be bad. Reptile? BK123. I'll be honest, I hope that Reptile is Hanzo Hasashi. I hope he's a human ninja, and I hope he is on the good side. I would like if they remade the day-night snake stage in this modern game. Snake stage, are you referring to like the Zaterran stage? Like the jungle stage? Which one are you referring to? Eric, I'm out. Jesse Miller, thanks for stopping by, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate your time. I feel like this is like the 4 o'clock in the morning. Like everybody has gone home and just like your few friends are left at the party. Everybody's all super tired. But all right, 3 more minutes, guys. Just got 3 more minutes. I might cry. IKD Hanzo is somebody else. I already don't like this Kuai Liang thing. That's like making Raditz beat Goku and Kakarot first season. Yeah, and Vegeta is taking Krillin's place. I'll be awaiting your trailer tomorrow later. All right, thanks for coming by, BKA. Appreciate it, man. Are you going to cover the trailer tomorrow? Yes, I'm going to cover the trailer. Assuming that it's at the end of if it's after the award ceremony, which is at 8 o'clock. Yeah, PST. The trailer. What is your favorite Mortal Kombat game? NRS era, MK9, MKX actually. MK9 is like kind of like the gold standard that everybody looks at, but honestly, I spent so much time playing MKX that is one of my favorites. But of all time, probably Deception. Deception is definitely like one of my favorites. Deadly Alliance is also a really good one too. I can't really say favorite. I can give you my top 3, which is going to be Deception, MK9, and MKX. Vegeta's Piccolo. Yeah. Bye, y'all. All right. I forgot. Thanks, dude. It is 12 o'clock my time, guys. So I am going to get off. I'm going to log off. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming by. This was actually a bigger turnout than I thought, and I appreciate everybody who's come by. So thank you so much. I will be here tomorrow to cover the stream and stream the Mortal Kombat 11 tournament, and because we are most likely going to get the reveal afterwards. So thanks again, guys. Until next time, Shred out.